Hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. We are live. We're so live that we need to tone it down a little bit. Right, Jesse?
Hello,
I was
everybody.
like,
That's me.
suddenly he's not speaking. So, Jesse, I took off the emote only. So, say something in
Nice.
the chat so I could see if you have a gem or not, because I thought you should definitely have a gem.
Mhm.
So, just type
Um,
something in the chat for me. And I'm gonna get the word out. Yeah, see, I'm gonna give you VIP status so you could talk during the emote only.
all right.
There you go. Now, if you say something else, it should be there should be a gem next to your name.
Okay.
Give it a try, if you would. Yeah, there it is. All right.
Ah.
See, now Elise is off celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yes. American Thanksgiving.
No, but it's
Necker
it's
VMX, unsheathe your edible vlog.
but it's Thanksgiving because it's Elise. I was like just going along with it because that's what you do, you know. But everything over at Elise's Twitch is just like Pank, you know, Thanksgiving, everything is with Pank in it. Hey Moogle, and I eventually I said to EB, I said, hey, do you know what that means? The Pank thing, like, and
I mean,
EB's
I'm
like,
just thinking
yeah,
panko breadcrumbs.
and EB's like, honestly, no. And it's like, because I went over to her Discord and I searched Pank to see if I could find an origin, but all it was just references to, to just Pank this, Pank that. But no, I couldn't figure out the origin. And then I said, I wonder if it's like, because everything's pink with Elise. She has pink
Hmm.
hair and all her emotes are pink and all that. So then I asked her, and she said, "Yeah, it's pink." But when she first dyed her hair pink, it was like it's not pink, it's pank because it's like so pink.
So it's
So
pink with the twang.
it's pank. It's super pink. Don't Google that.
Oh, like that Aerosmith song.
Pink
Pink.
is my favorite color. This is the only decent song on that album.
Fuck, I don't remember that album, but yeah.
Just Push Play, it was called. It was a very poor album. And Pink was not even a. It was a hit, but it wasn't like a. It wasn't their best.
Hmm.
It was
I think
fine.
they passed their prime.
Oh, Aerosmith are so past their prime, it's ridiculous. No, Nine Lives. No, it wasn't Nine Lives. It was Just Push Play. Nine Lives had a bunch of great hit songs like "Falling in Love Is Hard on the Knees" and "Taste
Mhm.
of India" and
I remember that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of great songs on that album, but no, it was on Just Push Play. It even had a Pink album cover with the. It was like a robot in a dress doing like the Marilyn Monroe thing with the steam vent, sort of.
Boy.
Yeah. And I thought, well, Pink is a decent song. It's not their greatest hit, but, whatever. And I like Aerosmith, so I bought the album, and it's like, wow, every other song on the album is worse than Pink. And some of them are a lot worse.
All ass in the tank.
Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was like, how is there a new Aerosmith album and it's complete cheeks? That shit was buns, bro. It was hot cross buns.
Hot cross bun. You know how my brother used to sing that song? He'd go hot cross buns, hot cross buns, hot 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 hot
Oh
cross.
no. Okay, Moogle is insisting that the song Pink was on Nine Lives. Let me look in my music
Hmm.
thing and look. I could have sworn that it was on Just Push Play.
Moogle, do you know how to bake actual hot cross buns?
Moogle
They're
is
quite good.
correct, actually. Pink is on.
Just?
Yeah, Moogle. It was on. You know what it is? Is that there's some. I'm confusing Pink with Jaded. That was the song from Just Push Play.
Oh, I don't even like that song.
I was confusing the two because Jaded is, once again, it's fine, but it's not exactly their greatest hit.
This is when Aerosmith kind of fell into the all our songs sound the same now.
Yeah, they basically became Boston Nickelback.
Ew.
And then they didn't really have another album until like what, 2012?
I don't know.
I mean, they
I
had
don't
that
fucking care.
they had that Honkin' on Bobo, which was all cover songs,
What
and
the fuck?
yeah, and then they released like about 50 different greatest hits albums.
Well, they do have a lot of hits, but the thing is, they already did release greatest hits way
No,
back.
you know what it is because they're not making anything new, but they have this like contract to put out a new album every couple of years, so they just keep releasing compilations. They'll put like some new demo of a song that you haven't heard or something to
Unreleased bullshit.
yeah, but it's never anything good.
Eh.
Like the last compilation that I bought from them was called Young Lust.
Oh.
And the reason that I got it, I have it up on my music player here, is because it had a few songs from Joe Perry's band, and I didn't have those albums. So.
That title went over well than the original title, Lust for the Young.
Damn, I didn't know Diddy and Aerosmith did something together.
Oh man, freak off, dude.
Is it freak off or is it freak out?
I thought they were freak offs, which
It's
made me think
either way.
That doesn't sound right in my head.
Yo, Moogle with the bars. You said Lust for the Young. You said that could be a Ted Nugent album, but no. But let's be real. What is the functional difference between Steven Tyler and Ted Nugent, other than like I guess politics? 'Cause they're basically the same guy.
They look. No, I don't think they do. They look the same.
They don't look anything like each other, but they both
No.
adopted an underage girl so that they could be with her. I mean, it wasn't the same
Wait,
girl.
Steven Tyler did that?
Steven Tyler did do that, yeah.
He did that shit? Ugh.
Yeah, he's a creep.
Well, Ted Nugent, okay. I could see that coming his way.
Yeah, they're both creeps.
Ugh.
You know who is really bad about that kind of thing is Jimmy Page, too.
Him, too?
He had a 14-year-old girlfriend and that he had her like locked in a hotel room for like 2 weeks so that nobody would see her with him.
Jeepers, H crackers.
Yeah. Here, let's bring up something a little better. You want to see what my friend Matt sent me?
Oh, sure.
Are you looking at the?
Heroes,
Are you looking? Yeah, no. Are you looking at the stream or?
Yeah. I'm
okay,
here.
Check it out. Let's see if you recognize it.
Well, for some reason it says you're offline. Hold on, let me refresh.
Oh, you might have to refresh it then. I'm holding this thing up here.
I am refreshing and I got an ad. Sorry, dude.
Let me know when you're out of ads then.
And sorry to everybody listening. I'm still a little congested from,
What we thought was the flu, but is not the flu.
No, it's just, asthma shit.
I didn't know.
Oral B.
Excuse me, what?
I said oral. I got an ad for Oral
Oh,
B.
okay. I'm like, why are you just saying the name of a toothbrush out of nowhere? I'm like,
No, I'm like Oral B.
oral,
What?
comma, B.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
B.
what do you got going on here?
I got fat at the brouhaha. All right, let me turn on the thing again. Here, check it out.
It's a little sword? What is that?
It is a key. First off,
Oh, that is okay. Sorry, it's just
but
so close.
did you see the Hobbit movies? This is the key to the Lonely Mountain.
Oh, I did see all 3 of the Hobbit movies once in theaters.
This is the key to the Lonely Mountain, but
Dude,
it's also a pen.
get out of here.
Yeah. It's a cheap little thing, but Matt had
That's
one.
what Bilbo was missing out on this whole time. The pen combo.
Yeah, it'd be like, this is the key to Erebor. We got it from Thrain and the lair of Sauron. And Bilbo would be like, it's a pen.
Yeah, it's also a pen.
And he'd just like break it open and start writing with it. And Gandalf's just like, what the fuck? Like, excuse me, Mr. Baggins. How did you know it was a pen?
It's just being more practical is all.
How did you know that? It came with a bookmark. Where's the bookmark? The bookmark's fucking weird. Because it's like a hologram.
Sorry, who did you get that from?
Matt sent me that. Matt
Nice.
from the Council of Tolkien. The bookmark is also from The Hobbit, and it's got Thorin Oakenshield on it, but it's like a hologram, which it only shows up a little bit with the 3D effect on camera, but I find it very disorienting to look at. Like, I think it's because I don't have normal people eyes, but
It's. I don't think it's coming through from the video.
it comes through just a little bit, but when you look at it, like, in meat space, you're like, whoa.
Well, I have one half good eye, so
One half.
I'm getting 1/4 of the quality.
That's true. Well, I think you need both eyes to work to see 3D stuff, don't you?
Yes,
'Cause
I
it's all
can
about-
only see in 2D now.
Well, 3D's overrated. That's why I play side scrollers. By the way, I've been playing this game called Cookie Cutter. Have you seen this shit?
Is that the one with the vagina?
It is the one with the vagina. This
I
is
saw
talking vagina.
Pushing Up Roses did a review of that game, and I was like, "This sounds wacky."
I had no idea what it's basic. It feels like a Tank Girl game in a way, with the
Is she hot?
aesthetic.
I remember you asking me, "Do we think Tank Girl is hot or something like that?"
It was Lori Petty. Like we
Yeah.
I said that Tank Girl came out at a time where we weren't sure if Lori Petty was attractive or not. She is, by the way, but that's beside the point. But anyway,
Cookie Cutter.
I got it in this Metroidvania bundle from Humble Bundle, and it came with 2 games that I already had, which was Axiom Verge 1 and 2. And but there was a whole bunch of other games, and one of them was 9 Years of Shadow, which I really wanted to play, and then there was like a whole bunch of other games that I'd never heard of. So I was like, well, let me get this. It's basically the price of getting 9 Years of Shadow, and then I could just gift away Axiom Verge 1 and 2, and then I would have all these other games. And so far, like, okay, 9 Years of Shadow was awesome, by the way. To describe it, it's Metroid with a halberd. So there you go.
Yo.
So
Okay.
it's like, imagine if Samus didn't have a gun, she just had a fucking halberd instead.
Yeah, why not?
And then,
Wait, can we have a Metroid game where she has one?
why
How
not?
about that?
Why not, right? And then I played The Adventures of Poppy, which was sort of in the vein of like, you remember like The Adventures of Dizzy back on like the NES?
Yeah.
Kind of like that, but better than that, but
Yes, please.
the sort of aesthetic, And then,
I hate to say this, but those games feel very European.
oh, yeah. Well, I'm talking about the one that was not so much an action game, but it was more about like finding items and figuring out how to get past things.
Procedural. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
So it was kind of like that in a way, and it was a pretty short game, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. The Adventures of Poppy.
Okay.
And now I'm playing Cookie Cutter, which all I knew was that it's Metroidvania and it's very combat heavy. But
Yes.
it's got this crazy story about like Infonet and the future and all this like cyberpunk sort of stuff, and robot women called Denzels and this kidnapped scientist and all this stuff. And so then but there's this character named Regina,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, where's this voice coming from? Because this character is talking, and somebody in the chat, I think it was Alice, says, I think that's her vagina is talking. And then we realized that it was because every time Regina talks, her crotch lights up. And we're like, and I'm like, oh wait, it's not Regina, it's Regina. Like, why? But it's a really fucking cool game, though.
It's also the capital of Saskatchewan.
Yeah. It also came with something called Death's Gambit Afterlife, and I think like one other game.
Oh, have you even touched those yet?
No, because I'm just sort of like going in a sort of an order and alternating with some other games. What was the other game? Let's see. There was Death's Gambit Afterlife, and there was something else. Where's my Tuesday?
I've never even seen Axiom Verge 2. I definitely played the hell out of the first one.
The first one is Ghost Song is the other game that came with it. Axiom Verge 2 is very different.
Oh.
And I overall prefer the first game, but the second one was really good. It's just you can't expect it to be Axiom Verge. Like
But it's Axiom Verge 2.
But you have to go into it understanding that it's a completely different game.
Hmm.
Like, for example, you do not at any point get a gun.
Oh.
It
Oh,
is all melee attacks.
okay.
It is
I'm
all melee
down.
attacks. It's got a lot of emphasis on climbing.
Oh. Hmm.
And there's a point in the game, because June was playing it, and there was a
Yeah.
part where she popped off of it. And then,
Oh.
because apparently, at one point, you lose your body. You switch with, like, and you wind up in this drone thing, and you're stuck in this drone thing. And she looked up, when do you get your body back, and found out the answer is never.
Oh.
And that's sort of like one of the big twists in the game. And she was like, "This is bullshit. I'm stuck in this as this little drone for the rest of the game." And then I was like, "No, you got to come to stream when I played it, because like I should have, like, hey, look, you've been deceived. You don't get your body back, but you do get the ability to morph the drone into something that resembles your body, so you get all those abilities back and everything." Because like, you're putting level up points into climbing abilities and stuff that your body does, and then you're locked out of those abilities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of a bummer, but no, it's really cool, but it's definitely not like Axiom Verge 1.
But I don't know. I think that might be kind of cool.
It's
Like
it's completely
the
dope.
second
It's great.
game,
It's
but
also
different.
it's also got like something kind of similar to like a Dark World sort of thing going on,
Okay.
and the story is completely out there. But I mean, you played Axiom Verge, so you know how crazy the story in that is. It makes no sense, but because Axiom Verge 2 is both prequel and sequel.
Oh, jeez.
Because it takes place before, during, and after the first game, because of the way that time flows in the world you're in.
Yeah. Well, I did like the world, like the aesthetic of the
Oh, the
first one.
aesthetic was so good. Yeah, this is a completely different world, and it kind of connects to the first. Because at one point, I'm like, I think this takes place before Axiom Verge, and I can see how, like, one of the characters became one of the characters from the first game, but then at the end, I'm like, this is clearly after it, and then I realize it's because time flows differently on the world that I'm on. You know, so it's like, oh, I get it. So all this happened, while years and years were passing, outside of this whole area that I'm in.
Hmm.
It's cool. Like, I mean, Axiom Verge didn't have a great story anyway.
I thought it was fine.
It's like a Nintendo story. It's like Ninja Gaiden, where it's like, if you're a kid, it's impressive, but you know what I mean?
It serves its purpose, you know.
Yeah, it's just there. It's like what John Carmack used to say about stories in a video game, or like stories in a porno. Like, they have to be there, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, I suppose.
Which, I mean, I wonder what he makes of Doom Eternal, which is like lore on top of lore on top of lore.
Yeah, like some games hang their hat on the story.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I think he's wrong overall, but it's sort of like that. That's the vibe, Like, with some games, it's just about the gameplay, but you put like a story in there just to, this is why you're shooting aliens or whatever,
Yeah, like, shit, we have the game. We need a reason.
Yeah. Doom Eternal revealed that Doom has a lore that's like the Lord of the Rings. It's like there's this whole fucking pantheon of gods and angels and different planets and all this stuff, and it's like, oh my god, my head was swimming. I was like, I'm playing Doom, and it feels like I'm reading the Silmarillion.
I have Doom 2016, and it ain't that deep, yo.
Doom 2016 cracks me up because there's a story there, absolutely, but the main character does not want to participate in the story.
No, you don't give a shit.
There's like, remember the first time that Samuel Hayden starts explaining things to you, and he just shoves the monitor to the side.
Yep.
I was like,
no, don't care.
Yeah, the way that Doom Eternal handles the lore is it's there's a lot of it, but it's completely optional. You pick up these items, and you could read the lore from your inventory, or you could not read it.
Which is probably what I would opt to do.
You don't have to. I was reading it because it's very interesting and surprisingly deep, and it explains who are these weird ghost people, and these armored weirdos, and who are these like people that are kind of our friends, but then they're angry with us. It explains it all, but it's completely not necessary to enjoyment of the game. Which, by the way, let me warn you: if you play Doom Eternal, play it on easy.
Ooh, yeah, well, I still have to beat 2016.
Yeah, you've been warned. Doom Eternal is about 5 times as hard as Doom 2016.
Well, 2016 is already hard for
It's
me
a
because
yeah.
there's just so much shit happening on screen, you know?
Yeah, well, just imagine that tuned up to about 20.
Gulp.
It's a rough game, and people were saying this game is brutal. Just play it on easy, and I put it on easy and had a fucking blast. But the funny thing is, no, actually, no, I played it on normal. You know what it was? It was brutal though. The DLC is brutal. Oh my god, it's called like the Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2. It's
Should have called it brutal, Doom Eternal.
It's so brutal, the DLC. And then there's all these traversal puzzles that you got to do, and it's like I didn't know that I was going to be Spider-Man in this game. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, there's all this like double jump and swinging with this like energy whip, like Samus and Metroid Prime, and
Web swing.
like, as a matter of fact, I think that Doom 2016 and especially Doom Eternal were very influenced by the Metroid Prime games. Very influenced.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But anyway, let's do list critics.
Oh yeah, we have a show.
Well, I wanted to,
This is the show before the show.
Yeah, no, we were pre-showing, but we're going to go, let's play the intro, or let's not play the intro. Should we play the intro?
Play the intro.
All right, we're playing the intro. That's going all the way, isn't it? Oh! I lived, bitch! I lived, bitch! Smack you with your own pimp. After... I almost said ravioli. It says revolt. I almost said ravioli. Can you guys tell that Trevor's drunk? Hot naughty golems in your area. Can I... Oh, no. No! You can't, no! I must go. My people need me. I saw the entire western region of Middle-earth crack and fall into the sea. I'm not wearing fucking pants. You didn't see shit, you understand? You there, dumbass! Yes, you, in front of the screen. I mean you. And me too. Tell you the truth, Carl, this is the 37th time I've broken my vegetarian vows. 37. In a row? Plenty more. What's hitting me? This doesn't make any logical sense.
Man, that bird's good going down. Haven't felt that in a long time.
All things your mother said. I'm sorry.
Punish me. You got a hose. Yeah, I'm a naughty dinosaur. Oh, you're good in the cloaca. Yeah, right there in my cloaca. Oh, I'm so dirty. Oh.
You can talk to them.
You're a lovely vision this night.
Wait.
Thank you, kind
He's spitting
sir.
game. Hold up. He's spitting game. That's it? That's all the game you got? You ain't never gonna get laid. Hey now, welcome to the List Critics Remastered. I am NecroVMX and I have Armageddon Time with me.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you,
Yeah.
sir?
We-
Happy American
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yes. We usually don't play the intro during List Critics streams, but Jesse wanted to play it, so we'll play it. Did you know we only have a month left of that intro before I make a new one, so
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I realized. Wait, we don't ever play the intro. Why did I say play the intro?
I don't know, you felt like doing something a little different. Do you know what my favorite clip in that intro is?
No.
It's the Morrowind one. That cracks me up every time.
What do you say in that one?
Where I'm like killing the one character, and then I turn to the person that's standing right next to him and I go, "You didn't see shit. You didn't see shit. You hear me?"
Didn't see shit.
Yeah. The Lord of the Rings one is good too, where I'm talking about why Galadriel won't wear pants.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I saw the War of Wrath. I saw Morgoth and the destruction of the trees, and the entire realm of Beleriand fell into the sea. I'm not wearing fucking pants. Come on now.
Well,
And-
you yourself say pants are overrated.
Pants are mad overrated. They
Yeah,
really
see,
are.
so?
They're mad overrated. But anyway, we got lists for you guys coming at you, WNBC. Ween, BC.
WNBC.
Now it's telling me that I'm offline. Let me refresh this shit.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
It's telling me I'm offline. I gotta refresh it. There we go. It's better. I was just bringing up the chat because sometimes I notice the chat, like the Streamlabs, will be really laggy. So I just like to have the dashboard up instead on the second monitor. But we don't have a
that's
lease today because it's
No.
Thanksgiving. And it was a wonder that we can get me.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving over at the Explosion household. Elise Explosion and Mr. Explosion and all the associated explosions are
Explosion Man and Miss Explosion Man.
Yeah. Well, we actually call Elise's husband Mr. Explosion, which he has embraced. He's like the nicest guy, but it's such like a porn title, though, like a Mr. Explosion. And he's so like not like a porn guy. He's just like a regular dude.
Or like one of those older territory wrestling names.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Explosion.
But he's so not like, he's just like a guy, Like,
yeah.
But anyway, no, Elise, we were lucky we were able to do this at all, especially with, you were sick. And yep. I just got home like 2 minutes before I texted you. I just got home from Thanksgiving. I was over at, my sister's place and doing all that. My nephew would not stop fucking saying skidibby toilet.
Oh boy.
My nephew Nathan, he's like making a song out of it. He's like, skidibby toilet, skidibby toilet, skidibby toilet.
He's showing some real Ohio riz there.
Oh my!
Thank you.
I told him that. I say, you got that Ohio riz, and he looked at me all sour, like.
You understand our language. I don't like this.
Yeah. No, actually, I know he likes that I understand the language. He doesn't like when I use it against him.
Ah, yes.
But we're gonna start as we usually do with pleated jeans, and we have. What is it called now? It's not Tumblr Gets Deep anywhere. Here it is. Wait, I had it. Where'd it go? Here it is.
Necro, in our heart of hearts, it's always going to be Tumblr.
100%. Keep it at 100. It's Tumblr After Dark is what it's called now, which is good. It's not as good, but it's good.
Yeah.
All right, here, number one. Ugly here says, me makes a small irrelevant mistake. My brain banging pots and pans together. You fucked up, 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 and so on. Me makes huge mistake that will directly affect my future horribly. My brain lounging on a lawn chair with shades on. Acknowledged. God, it do be like that, too.
Sounds like your brain's a little turned around. You might want to put it right side up.
Yeah, but let's be real. That is what you could do, like the worst thing ever, and make the biggest mistake, and you just kind of go into shock where you're just like, it do be like that.
Yeah, and then once the realization hits, that's when they start banging upon the fans. But there is that in-between time, I understand.
Yes. Number two, Treadlocity says, rawing people on couches is so hard, yet most of my ideas involve that. And then they post again, drawing. I meant drawing people on couches.
You mean raw dogging it? Yeah.
Rawing. And so I want to post out that those three posts all happened on July 17th of 2018. And then it was November 8th of this year where he replies to himself going, wow, this post's still going around, huh?
Still going raw.
It's raw. Most of my ideas revolve around rawing people on a couch. Just raw dogging it on the couch. All right.
Raw you like one of your French girls.
No.
I said they're wrong, but fuck, you know what I mean.
All right. Number three shows like a drawing of like the couple from The Incredibles. And she's sitting on the couch. Well, they're both sitting on the couch, but she's pregnant, and the little baby is like trying to run, and she's stretching, and you could see like the baby. And it says, best of memes. What they don't show you in The Incredibles. But Dean's back, though, says it's slightly less horrifying when you remember that she's Elastigirl, so her body's allowed to stretch like that. Yes, we knew that. We didn't need it explained to us.
Yeah, I figured that's the joke.
Yeah. Number 4 shows this picture from... I don't know what is this from like one of those Transformers movies that I haven't seen? This is like this giant robot or mech or something, and he's got like this crotch laser shooting out, and it says
Michael Bay. I wouldn't be surprised.
It could be. I only saw some of these. There's bunch of them I haven't seen, and it says when you finally pass your kidney stone.
Oh Lord. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Checks out, man.
So I don't understand number 5. It's got a picture of a hand holding what is clearly a butt plug, and you can see the person's reflection in it because it's all shiny, and that's about it. There's no like text or joke or anything. It's just look at this shiny butt plug. I guess I don't.
You know what they say: when you stare at the butt plug long enough, it stares back.
I have never heard anybody say that until just now. So, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Number 6, Nosferatu says, Big Pharma will try to sell you a $20 cold medicine like spicy ramen doesn't cost like $1 in a pack, and orgasms are free. And I'm going to read that to you again, because I want you to absorb this before I get to
I'm trying.
to the replies here. Nosferatu says, Big Pharma will try to sell you $20 cold medicine like spicy ramen doesn't cost like $1 a pack, and orgasms are free.
Okay.
And, well, I mean, it is true that if you eat something really spicy or, have a wank, it does sort of clear up your sinuses a bit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
When I wasn't feeling well a couple days ago, I had a spicy ramen, spicy chicken, and it cleared them out.
Yeah. So then Shining Light 197 says, this one really doesn't work for Brits, but still a great line. And Nosferatu says, damn, British people can't come. This is so sad.
Oh no.
I'm sure
Almost?
Yeah.
Almost?
Oh, bugger. They have ramen there. They just call it pot noodle. So all you have to do is just change it to pot noodle, and it'll make sense in the UK. All right, number 7.
Speaking of Nosferatu, are you gonna see that when it comes out?
100%, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
It just reminded me, like, oh yeah, there's it's like
Not
over 100 years old now.
Not quite understanding why the new Nosferatu remake is coming out on Christmas.
Yeah, I know.
Not Halloween,
Fun for the whole family.
but Christmas. Number 7 shows a picture of a cartoon dog standing in a padded room, and it says, when the diagnosis is schizophrenia, but you're just a chill guy who hears voices sometimes. Yeah, that's what schizophrenia is.
I think it's when it's the more eccentric schizophrenics they're getting at, like,
but that's literally what schizophrenia is hallucinations.
Mm-hmm. But I think what they're getting at is some people are going to be all out about it, like, I hear voices, and other people are just like, well, I do hear voices, but I don't have to go around telling people about it.
Well, yeah. Well, people with schizophrenia, the voices are usually saying pretty terrible things. So this
is from what I understand.
Yeah. Number 8. It shows a couple of pictures from the Disney Hercules movie, and it says, "Excuse me, my good," and he looks down, "Sir." And Not So Silent Wallflower says, "Filed under jokes I never got as a child that makes me cry tears of laughter." See, because he looked down at his crotchal region, I guess. "Excuse me, my good sir."
Oh, well, who was he looking at?
Some big blue demon guy. I don't remember the movie that well, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
All right, number 9. This person's name is completely blurred out. It says, "Remember when Ms. Frizzle took the kids to get nutted on by salmon?"
What?
I've been noticing this is a big meme trend now of, like, bringing up the Magic School Bus and sort of the crazy shit that happened on that show. And yeah, there was a point where they learned about how salmon made, and they were inside the little eggs, and then the big fish comes and,
flavor blast everybody.
Yeah.
Cool.
It did happen. When you think back on it, at the time, it's like, oh, well, kids are learning all this stuff about, like, science and such. And then you're like, wait a minute. They got jizzed on by a fish. That's,
okay.
That wasn't necessary. They could have learned that in the classroom. They didn't have to experience that firsthand. Just river bukkake,
Well, it helps them. It's all about I'll use the word again, the flavor of the moment.
It is like the 4th time. Like, before we even started recording, you kept referring to it as flavor blasting.
I just really like that term. I can't help it. Don't worry, I'll get tired of it soon enough.
Number 10, oh my God. So this is how I leave the hotel room so housekeeping knows what went down. So they rolled up the sheets in the comforter and tied it in a way that it looks like a giant, like, dick and balls.
Mm-hmm.
And with, like, another sheet looking like it's coming.
Oh, like bleh, like it's popping out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a little something for the housekeeping, This one's for you.
Number 11, a lot of these are just memes. There's not even a Tumblr post attached to them. It shows this car. It looks like a cover of like some kind of horror novel or something. It shows this car driving down a road at night with this like eyeball in the sky looking down at the car. And the eyeball is labeled God. And the car is labeled me smelling my fingers after scratching my balls.
Like, nobody's watching but God?
Well, I guess the thought that somebody's watching at all is uncomfortable, you know?
Oh, somebody's always watching.
Number 12 shows a diagram showing a male condom and a female condom. I don't know if you've ever seen these female condoms. They're kind of wild.
I have not.
You know?
I have not.
It's more like a poncho for, you know, for lady parts, you know?
Like
so it's like this big old, you know, reservoir, you know?
With a tarp.
Yeah. And this person whose name is blurred out says, "Damn, women be having fat cocks for real."
Yeah, like it slips over. Oh my god.
Okay, number 13. Once again, this is just it's a Skeletor meme. Have you seen these Skeletor memes?
I know who the man is.
Well, you know, obviously you know who Skeletor is, but have you seen the meme format with Skeletor?
With Skeleton.
Yeah,
Man.
with Skeleton Man.
No, I have not.
Where he'll say "remember," and then he'll say some like uncomfortable truth or something, and then go "until we meet again" as he's running off.
Okay.
So I'll do it for you. Remember, a hand job from a deaf person counts as oral. Until we meet again.
Very nice.
That's messed up. Oh, what is with these? These are oddly sexual today. Number 4.
I actually know the ASL symbol for orgasm.
Nice.
Your hands, you put your hand like around your waist in a fist, and then you open it up to look like the number 5 as you push your hand up in the air.
You
That's
see now,
orgasm.
so I don't know if you're looking at the webcam, but like that, right?
Let's see. Do it again.
I'm doing it over and over again.
No, you have to have your fingers pointing at you.
Like this?
Yeah, like your palm facing you.
Okay, so like this.
Yep, that's orgasm.
See, now you're saying like it's like 5. I'm thinking like explosion.
Yeah. Sorry, explosion.
Explode. Well,
sorry. I'm thinking of it in terms of if I'm explaining it to a blind person.
Yeah. Well, okay. So speaking of which, number 14, it says her. You pulled out, right? Also her, and it shows one of those like stuffed crust pizzas with the cheese oozing out of the hole. Yeah. These are oddly sexual this month. Number 15. Number 15 is a repost from a Reddit post from r/teenagers, where the title of it is "Boys Only, Girls Go Away," and it says, "Sometimes when I'm hard and I'm laying down, I pretend my dick is a gear shift and I'm driving a car. Is that just me?"
I did that when I was a teenager.
Why? You pretended like you were driving?
Yeah, like a video game.
With your cock?
Yeah.
I never thought to do that. I
don't know. I just it's like, okay,
no,
what do I do with it? What do I do with this? Okay, but we're playing Virtua Racer now.
Not that. What do we do with this? Not that. Oh, we're so demonetized at this point. Number 16, Weaver Z says, "It's hilarious to me that Al Capone was an amazing tipper. I get why it took so long to catch him. Me and the other caddies watching Al Capone beat a guy to death with a golf club after he gave each of us the 2022 equivalent of $1,600, and just those 3 people just looking on blithely. Like, yes, that is happening, but I don't care.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah. Number 17, Rose Claus says, "What the fuck makes phone apps so cocky as to send me notifications telling me to use it? My grocery list app straight up went, 'You haven't made a list in a while,' smiley face. Are you out of your fucking mind? You are a program. Why are you speaking to me like you're my equal? I could replace you with a pen and the back of a receipt. Idiot. I kill you now."
Hey, man, that could be very useful for the list critics. You be quiet.
You haven't made a list in a while. Imagine. Tickles the pee. I wonder what this person would think of the Duolingo owl.
Yeah. Oh God.
You know what's funny is on the Cartoon Club are watching this Disney show called the Owl House.
Okay.
And there's this creepy owl demon thing that comes out of the house's door, and it sounds like a deranged Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he goes like, I regret my actions, Hoot. It's just like he's really funny, but because the way I described it, he's just annoying enough to be funny. But anyway,
Like the South Park version of Mickey Mouse.
honestly, they made a reference to that. So yes,
Really? Wow.
yes, they made a reference to that. But and it's funny because it's a Disney show and they're totally clowning on Mickey Mouse. I was like,
Wow.
but there's so many parts of the show that I'm watching and I'm like, I can see why they canceled this.
Aw.
It's a good show, but they really pushed some buttons. Especially with the Disney shit. But anyway, apparently it is canon that Hootie, the owl demon, which is like a weird worm that comes out of the door, is friends with the Duolingo owl on Twitter.
Wow. Okay.
Well, they're both horrifying in their own way,
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. So number 18 shows two different news articles. One says young Chinese are too fat and masturbate too much to pass army fitness tests. And the other said 77% of Americans too fat, mentally ill, on drugs, and more to join military, Pentagon study finds. And then it shows the scene from Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man, he's laying there and the Green Goblin is saying, "You and I are not so different." And they're labeled USA and China.
Okay.
I'm something of a masturbator myself.
Gotta call that back, huh?
Bring us the finest Willem Dafoe memes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is funny. Number 19. Okay, so it shows a picture of a mirror, but you could see somebody's like almost like their whole ass in it, like they're like bent over in a thong, and it says mirror for sale, slight crack in it, but otherwise all good, 20 pounds. Slight crack in it. Number 20, Erarg says sitcom where people gradually get killed off and their spot in the opening title theme is replaced with dead silence. And then Peel a Potato with a Potato says, I'd like to question your definition of sitcom.
I think that's the funny twist.
This is too many cooks, I guess, huh?
Too many cook? Yeah, it is.
God,
really.
that just kept going, didn't it? It just kept
for
going.
a long time.
Yeah. Number 21, Nash the Nash the Decent Artist. They really have to let people on Tumblr put spaces in their names. My grip on reality is so loose, I thought it was Yo Mama's pussy.
Whoa!
Oh, Snapple. Number 22, Thy Flesh Consume says, no, you don't get it. I'm a good person. You don't understand. I'm a good person, which makes it okay for me to think violently about the enemy who is a bad person. I'm commenting you should be violently murdered because I'm good person and you're bad person. You think saying that to someone is fucked up? You should be violently murdered. You're probably bad person anyway.
I understand.
I think you just described modern sociology right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 22, Feral Lantern posts a picture of this, like, I don't know, some weird mascot. Looks like it from a video game from like late PlayStation era or something. With this, it doesn't have a head, but it's like face is drawn on its torso, and it's just like leaping through the air. And it says the gay
attack.
Yeah, the gay icon of this generation. Edit.
What?
I don't know. Edit. I had never seen this villain before. Apparently he's a fucking Nazi. In my defense, he just seemed like a silly little guy in the show. What show is this? What?
Yeah. Let alone gay icon?
Well, I think they didn't know anything about the character when they said that, but who is this guy?
A Nazi. He looks like the Decapitak guy.
He doesn't look anything like the Decapitak guy. I did not say anything about that.
I'm just running with it.
I'm about to put this image into Google Lens to maybe find out what the hell we're looking at here, because I don't even know.
Reverse image search.
All right, I'm on. Okay. I got a link to a Deviant. Oh my God, it's Arnim Zola from. Okay, so it's Arnim Zola from the Marvel comics, but it's like a cartoon version of him from something called Disney Junior.
Disney Junior. Weird.
So apparently Disney Junior has a Marvel show of some sort, and Arnim Zola. So it's not drawn on. It's like the TV. Because Arnim Zola was like a robot body with a TV in his torso that showed his face. They did a way better version of that for Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That was a really cool version of him. But yeah. All right, number 24. Drake and 21 both. Wait. Let's try this again. Drake and 21 put both of They Meet in my ears and nutted at once with this new album.
21.
Okay, I don't know who 21 is, but I know
guess
who.
that's a person.
But I know who Drake is, and that's very unfortunate that they did that to you. But and then Peasy says, "Just say the album, good fella. What the fuck?"
Hmm?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about.
Well, I mean, you might listen to something really good and say this is just so amazing. It's like sex, but you wouldn't say that the artist put their meat in your ear and nutted in you.
That's going the extra mile.
It really is, and Drake is not that great. I'm sorry, but
I mean, I want to shout out to Canada, but he really kind of tainted his image.
No, we don't. Yeah, no.
Taint.
No, he's like the Canadian Diddy at this point,
Oh no.
Yeah, he is. Well, actually, since it came out about Drake first, I should say that Diddy is the American Drake.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Number
Big
25. Jader Sade says, which would you rather find living... Oh, we've seen this one. Which would you rather find living in your attic? And the choices are 1,000 roaches or a person. And Suburban Justice says, this is truly on God the first would you rather that I've never had to devote significant thought to. That I've ever had to devote significant thought to. Neither of these answers feels good.
No.
I mean, we had this discussion last time, and I would say I would go with the roaches because they're a lot easier to get rid of.
Yeah.
I know you and Elise were like, I don't know. But here's the thing. If you find 1,000 roaches in your attic or your basement or whatever it's attic, you say, oh, hell no. And you back yourself out of there and call the exterminator and let them deal with that shit. If you find a person living there, there's problems. I mean, is it like that onion spider guy who calls himself Willie Nelson?
Onion spider guy? What?
From Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it was that onion spider guy living in their attic, and his name is Willie Nelson.
Sorry, I hadn't forgotten about that in quite a while.
His name is Willie Nelson, and they're like, I'm not the Willie Nelson, but that is my name, All right, number 26. Orc Posts, fantastic name. Orc Posts write, do not go gentle into that good night. Be a bit of a bitch about it.
Yeah. I don't want to go.
Robert Frost would approve. Number 27, no name on this. My brain is so fucked, bro. I was jerking off, and just as I was about to come, I saw Peter Griffin in my fantasy saying, it's me, I'm in the fantasy too, as I came. You gotta, watch less TV, my good fella.
Gotta watch less Family Guy compilations on YouTube.
You gotta stop watching those, is what you gotta do. I'm sorry, no. Number 28, Canadian Gold here says, I don't want my laptop to be the thinnest model yet. I want a battery that will outlast the sun. A screen big enough to blind the person behind me. More USB slots than there are Apple fanboys in the Bay Area. A fucking disc reader and writer. I will pay extra for it to be heavy enough to bludgeon someone to death.
You want a giant block.
You want a 90s laptop is what you want.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Yeah. Back before they decided that they're just tablets with keyboards.
Pretty much now, yeah.
Number 29, Christian Stepmoms. That's a weird porn search. Posts a picture of a tweet from everybody's favorite asshole, Elon Musk, who says, Cybertruck will be waterproof enough to serve briefly as a boat so it can cross rivers, lakes, and even seas that aren't too choppy. And so this is the commentary from Christian Stepmoms, who says, nothing says good idea quite like mixing extensively documented unstable lithium batteries and large bodies of water. And Power Burial says, new Tesla death unlocked.
Tesla death. Okay.
I mean, these things can't even sit in a parking space without bursting into flames randomly. How are they going to go in water?
And honestly, they just look kind of ugly.
I'm sorry, they look like something like from like Nintendo 64 where there weren't that many polygons to go around.
Yeah, like you're playing Carmageddon 64 and the other opponent's
Not
way
even
off.
not even that. Like
Not even.
Cruising USA.
Cruising USA.
All right, number 50, Gay Vampire writes, shout out to boring queer people who don't do shit. Just go to work or school and then come home to watch shows while gay. That's most gay people, to be honest with you.
Hashtag is just happens to be. You know? Just happens to be.
Yeah. Number 31, this person's name, Bulbasorbian.
Nice.
Says, imagine being straight. What music would I even listen to?
What?
I don't get it either, but that's hilarious.
I manage.
But wait, so do I. I got like an extensive music collection, and I'm straight as shit. I'm boring when it comes to that kind of thing. And then Trill Lizard 666 writes, the same kind of fucking music you listen to now, you fucking crayon chewer. Exactly.
Okay, I like that crayon chewer. I get it.
What the fuck? What music would I listen to? Like anything you want. Like what the fuck?
Just a weird.
Like I'm sorry.
Weird
Like most straight people are pretty normal. Like there are weirdos out there, but we don't be like, oh, I can't listen to that. It's too gay. Like most people don't give a fuck. All right, number 32. Sco Post Theory writes, ethnic is one of the funnier euphemisms for not white. Damn, you look like you come from somewhere. That's amazing.
I mean, what if they come from, I don't know, Scandinavia?
But you never hear somebody saying somebody from Norway is ethnic.
No.
It really does mean not white. That was the last one. Okay, so the ones of these that were on point were really on point, but there were a bunch of them that were just fucking memes.
Yeah, and it's just like, meh, next.
So I'm going to give it like a 25 because like there were about 25 of these that were actual Tumblr posts and they were good, and the rest of them are just random pictures, and I don't understand why we're looking at that.
Out of how many is this again?
32.
32?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 22. I think 10 of these were just kind of throwaways.
Yeah. Okay, I have another pleated jeans here. And remember how after Tumblr gets deep, we used to always have like the Twitter jokes? And then that one.
30 Twitter jokes you gotta read.
Yeah. Well, that kind of dried up, but now it's back. But we have, this one specifically, 25 funniest quote tweets of all time, which is basically replies.
Okay.
A quote tweet. So number 1, and Jay here posts a picture that they took from the inside of a plane. And it says, guess my destination. But there is a copious amount of that plane tape on the wing of the plane. Like, just, I would be worried. And so, guess my destination. And Voldemort here writes, final. Yeah, I'd be worried about that. That is a lot of tape, bro.
Why is there so much tape?
That is a lot of tape. Number 2, G here says, little things that are not so little. And then Loki here writes, putting your phone away while having a conversation with someone. Fair.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah, that's big. That's big, yeah. All right. Number 3, Ari here says, apologize like a man. Go. And then Fried Rice Enthusiast just posts a picture of a mango saying, I'm so sorry.
A mango.
Yeah. Mangoes freak me out in a way because it's like why is it a gradient?
What? What do you mean?
Because it's like one end of it is green and the other is red, and it's like there's like this gradient, and I'm like, wait, most fruit is like one or two colors, but not so mixed up like that. They're weird looking.
I don't know. I kind of like that. It's like it's like one of those pictures that changes when you, hold it the right way.
Like the what do you call those? Like the lenticular things.
Yeah, lenticular.
Number 4, Hollywood Horror Museum just shows a picture of this like pretty sick movie prop of this guy with like 10 mouths and shit, and no skin. And Sammy here says, wish I could turn this into whatever a man tells me to smile.
Oh, jeez. All
That's
them
pretty
bright
funny.
whites looking
Yep.
back at you.
Number 5, Daily Loud here says, Kim Kardashian enters her 7th year of law school and shares a pic with the caption, Law School. And Bailey Moon just replies, 7th year of law school.
Is there a joke in here?
I feel like there is a joke, but I've missed it somehow.
Like, are they trying to go all basic, like, I'm learning about law, let's talk about laws, and nothing else?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea. Number 6, Shay says, so much of adulthood is just grieving in secret. Grieving ex-lovers, grieving dead friendships, grieving your parents sinking into old age, grieving the person you thought you'd grow into, grieving cities you never got to live in, grieving parts of you that couldn't survive. And then Wife Alley says, no, it's actually trying different sandwiches. I'm going to point out that it could be 2 things.
Yeah, it could be more.
Yeah, as a certified adult, we do both of those things. And other things as well. Number 7, Aaron says, I took this photo last night drunk, and it's just a very blurry photo of some people like crossing the street, and there's like a taxi or whatever. It's very blurry. And then Melik here says, this looks like a 90s social studies textbook cover. It does.
I thought it looked like a 90s alternative pop album cover.
It could totally be that too. Yeah, 100%. Just
that blur.
Just put the No Doubt logo on it and sell it, you know. Number 8, this person doesn't. He Solsky says, having 0 body count at 20 is a big red flag. And then Cardi says, I think killing people is bad, actually.
What? Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure the first person's talking about sex, but
that's immediately like I'm trying to put myself into their mindset.
And by the way, no, being a virgin or whatever is not a red flag. So silly.
No, I didn't lose my V card until I was 23.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. You remember that? Yeah, I was there. Oh! No. It was a similar age for me as well. So, number 9.
I had plenty of opportunity.
Well, look, there were actually a few instances where I was just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
this is gonna go badly, you know. Fro here says, when you're not doing well mentally, it'll be the smallest, most insignificant thing to happen that sends you over the edge. And then Gladly, the 45th edition says, and that thing, it's usually some shit like this, and it shows like, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it is infuriating when like when you're the belt loop of your pants gets caught on like the door handle.
And you just keep walking, and you're like,
whoa! Yeah, it's like you got hooked by a fishing rod or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what turns you into like the Joker, you know.
Well, that's just called the straw that broke the camel's back. That's
absolutely, yes. Number 10, Charlie XCX Archive just posts a picture of some lady in leopard skin pants, and it's just standing there looking all. Yeah, I don't know. And then Nick here says, this is one of those pictures that reminds you she's British. I don't think
because leopard skin is the thing.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah. Number 11. Father here writes, carrying a lunchbox. Oh, I've seen this. Mm-hmm. Carrying a lunchbox to work is a feminine trait. There is absolutely nothing manly about that. And then it shows Retha here posts a picture of a guy with literal spaghetti in his pockets.
No.
Yes.
And then the spaghetti fella.
I've seen this. The first part of this guy's like, "Oh, carrying a lunchbox is so womanly." You know, like, fellas, is it gay to eat lunch? Like, what is going on with these weirdos on Twitter?
Well, I've heard somebody utter the words "making a woman come is gay." So
who is it? Was that what's that guy's name? There's this dude on Twitter that has like he always says shit like this. I forget his name, but his Twitter handle is like his name, and then in parentheses it says alpha male.
It's one of those Andrew Tate follower guys.
Oh, God.
I forget what his name is though. Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. People are so
stupid. Hilarious.
It's hilarious until it's not. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You're right.
It's hilarious until it's not. The weirdest thing I ever saw was a lady on Twitter say that if a man closes the fridge with his hips, that means he's gay or something like that.
Okay.
And somebody replied with, "My hands are full and my ass is fat. You wish you were me."
Ooh, nice.
All right, so the first post here, number 12, is from ESPN, and it posed Brian Kelly and Bill Belichick visiting before LSU versus Vanderbilt. And, yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm going to read the comment, but I'm noticing the same thing, is that Bill Belichick has got jugs. Big ones.
He got biggins?
Yeah. And Sick Pants here says, hell of a front porch on BB. I mean, the dude's got hooters.
All right. Well,
like, and I'm not talking about, like you little overweight, you got man boobs. I'm talking like this dude's got breasts.
Like he needs a bra?
He needs a bro.
A man's ear.
A man's ear, exactly. What number is this? Number 13, Eklok Gondol says, most painful realization about yourself? And Quabina Boat says, I'm too smart for the amount of bad decisions I make. Ooh.
Oh. That'll send you into a thought loop.
I mean, well, that's like the whole difference between IQ and EQ, you know?
What is EQ?
The emotional quotient.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's like you're basically...
I don't want to think about mine.
I know, right? Number 14, this starts with the New York Post, says bird flu virus detected in raw milk from dairy farm based in Fresno, California. And then a link. And then I've seen this. Santos Inista says, ugh, wish there was a way to kill microbes in milk.
Yeah, who the fuck is drinking raw milk anyway? I heard that this is a growing thing. Don't do it.
Weirdos, man. Weirdos.
We have pasteurization for a reason.
But don't you know that causes everything bad?
No. Shut up.
I know, right?
Vaccines cause good things.
Yeah.
So stop it.
Well, I wouldn't say they cause good things. I would say they prevent bad things.
Well, okay. I'm trying to think basic brain here.
Yeah. Mrs. Dong Copter posts a picture of, I think it's a painting or something. It's like a woman with an apple on her head, but she's got an arrow going like right into her forehead. Like I guess they missed. And it says, shoot your shot. And Greg here says, this extra sucks for the woman in the pic because due to the apple on her head, no doctor will come close enough to help her.
Yeah, keeps them away.
All right, number 16. BR Gridiron says, if Aaron Rodgers leaves the Jets, he should sign with blank. Looking for replies. And then Liz Charbonneau says, I fear it will be the Department of Health and Human Services.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Getting political.
That would be preferable to Dr. Oz.
Oh, Lord. Don't get me started on that guy. My mom loved him for
all
the wrong reasons.
He's going to be in charge of Health and Human Services.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I was like, so...
I'll say it right here. You can quote me. He's a quack.
No, look, that is an insult to quacks.
Oh, well, excuse me.
Jay Webb here says, just shows a picture of like a whole bunch of McDonald's. It's got like like 4 double quarter pounders, 2 big fries, like about 20 nuggets and 4 drinks. And it says 1 hour to eat this for $100K. Who you calling for help? And then Vic here says, hey dad, I don't really need your help. I just called to say I'm going to win $100K.
The first millionaire on that show.
Hey, almighty Santa, how's it going? Tonight on List Critic, someone has a hot take about video games. Our host will react accordingly. Indeed.
I hope so.
I don't think I could sit there and eat 4 double quarter pounders, but if there was $100K on the line, I would give it a try.
Like, I'm already starting to sweat thinking about it, and I can't physically sweat.
Yeah, but like if there was $100K on the line, you would do it to yourself, right? You'd be in pain for a few days. You'd probably throw up, but $100K.
But just keep it down long enough for them to be like, here's your check, and then go to the bathroom and do what you do.
Like, I mean, I honestly, if I had another person, like if I was with my sister, for example, we could do this. Right. I could eat 2 of them. She could eat 2 of them. You know what I mean?
I just split it down the middle. There you go.
Exactly. Actually, you know what? I would call my friend Joe from Bayonne. I would eat 1 of these hamburgers, and he'd just like, I'd turn away and then look back, and the rest of it would be gone.
He's just like, what hamburgers?
You like, and you know what he would do? He would look at me and go, "I'm hungry."
God.
Number 18, QOZ says it's one of those nights and posts, oh my God, this is not a good night. A picture of a bottle of Corona and an open can of tuna. Just still in the can. And then, yeah. And Perk says, my cat when I sleep at someone else's house for a night.
Yeah, like, time for some good eat.
Don't worry about it, Almighty Santa. I know the chat's not very light. We got a bunch of people lurking, right now, and lurker lives matter. We don't. I mean, like I'm not even going to call out the people that I see that are lurking that I know are regulars that are here just about every day. It's Thanksgiving. People are in a food coma. I'm barely with us right now, so shout out to all my lurkers right now.
There could be people with their belts unbuckled, just kind of sitting on the couch.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't want to do
Absolutely.
shit.
I mean, I recognize 3 or 4 names in the chat that are just not talking right now, who usually do, but like I said, they're probably in a fucking food coma.
Oh, enjoy it, man, and listen to our sultry,
exactly.
voices.
Oh my God, this one starts with PETA. Number 19, PETA says, when you say it out loud, it's clear this norm isn't normal, and it's about stuffing turkeys. Oh. And it says, and stuff it all the way. What this woman's saying to her husband, and they're both looking at each other kind of like, that's hot, and her hand is like halfway up the turkey's ass. And then their kids are looking on going, ew, and gross. And the caption says, if stuffing a turkey feels wrong, it's because it is. And Peaches O'Houlihan says, never been so jealous of a turkey.
It's getting all the attention.
Yeah, right? All right, number 20, Muda here shows a picture from their bank account balance, which is a whole 83 cents. And it says, bro, what do I do? And Yuki here says 25 leg parlay. I don't get it. I feel like there's a reference that I'm missing.
I think that's like a casino betting thing, isn't it? When you parlay, you turn like a whole bunch of bets into one bet.
But what does that 25 legs signify?
I only know the word. I only know what a parlay is, unfortunately.
I know what parlay is. I know the number 25, and I know what a leg is. I don't know how the 3 go together at all. Maybe
Believe
I should.
It or not, I have 2 of them.
Yeah, the average person has at least 1 leg.
The fuck out of here.
I'm googling 25 leg parlay.
I thought you were just googling legs.
Yeah. What are these people talking about? Googling this did not illuminate it at all. It has something to do with hockey.
Really?
I don't know.
I didn't know.
I have no idea.
I've never bet on anything, really.
Yeah. Number 20. Well, I've been to a casino, but...
Me too. I've been to one. I've been inside one.
No, I mean, I did gamble, but it was like it was fine, but I won some money, and then I thought, I'm up.
I like money.
I'm up. I don't need to gamble anymore. I could stop now, and I'll just be up.
Yeah. Stop.
Number 21, Alejandra here posts a picture of like a cartoon character looking at her phone or something. I don't know. And number 21, the person that's replying, Elizabeth says, me on Thanksgiving all glammed up sitting in the living room. Yeah, that's right, though. Right?
I wonder if anybody out there is feeling the same way.
Yep. Number 22, Sad Ice Cream Truck Clown says, what would be a good object to bring to Thanksgiving dinner to make sure everyone asks me about the object and not what happened to the girl I was dating? And then Fred-esque says, another turkey, but alive.
Oh.
That would indeed make people not be like, so, what happened with you and what's-her-face?
It's like, no, it's just all about the turkey.
Yeah, like, well, yeah. Number 23, TMC Music Connoisseur says, I'm sorry, but apart from Not Like Us, ain't nobody remembering Kendrick in 100 years' time. That man does not make timeless music. And then Cisa here says, and how many songs from 1924 do you have on your playlist? That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. We're not listening to a lot of those old ragtime tunes, you know?
Although, classical music still holds out for the long haul.
Absolutely. You know, well, but the thing about classical music is because there wasn't really any recording of music back then, so it would get constantly performed. And that kept it fresh in people's mind. But with pop music, it's like, you put out an album and you do a tour, and that's like pretty much it. You move on to the next thing, you know?
Well, yeah, well, like that whole Kendrick thing, he has very timely music, as in it's a very of now.
The Kendrick haters are coping hard. Let's be real.
I just don't care about the whole thing. I think it's funny.
They're coping hard. Number 24, Fenty Lounge here says, obsessed with this picture of Rihanna and As Soon as Possible. And it's just the two of them kind of looking back at the cameraman. Okay. And then Is Mommy says, why you use his full government?
As soon as possible.
Because they didn't write ASAP. They wrote as soon as, Okay, number 25, H. Pearl Davis says 1.4 million American women do OnlyFans. And then Dean Withers says 82 million American men buy OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get the point of it. That is true, but I don't see how it's funny.
Yeah, but I mean, porn is also free. There are plenty of places to get the free porn.
See,
why pay for OnlyFans?
Well, I guess it's, I don't know, they feel like there's some kind of connection or something. But
I don't like that kind of parasocial.
No, I do agree that people who do that for a living should be fairly compensated. But
absolutely.
I mean, whether it's through ad revenue or subscriptions or whatever, whatever works. But
sadly, the free stuff, it's probably not. It wasn't solicited to be free. You know what I mean?
A lot of they're making that better now. But like okay, at a 25, 18 is where I'm feeling. 18.
Yeah, I was thinking just an even 20.
Yeah, I got one more here from Pleated Jeans, and it's timely because we're recording this, we're broadcasting this on Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, and this is about Thanksgiving. There's a lot of these 46. Maybe we don't get through the whole thing. We'll say 46 funny Thanksgiving tweets to laugh at while pretending to help clean up dishes.
Okay, I'm stretching.
Okay. Number 1 is a tweet from AB. It's a picture of the president holding a turkey, but it has the caption "Happy Easter" on it.
Oh, jeez.
Hey there, it's Joe. Happy Easter there, Jack. Get it? Because he's old.
He's old, and he does old things.
Yeah. Number 2, Simon Holland here says, listen, if you're going to someone's house for Thanksgiving, compliment their baseboards. That is what they're spending this weekend cleaning.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? I always wonder, like, oh my God, we're having people over. You got to clean the baseboards. Oh my God.
People will find a reason to bitch about your place. That's why.
No, they won't. No, they won't. And if they do, maybe you need better friends then. I don't know, but
I'm not saying friends. I'm talking family.
You need better family. Number 3, Coastal Country Club says, making my famous infant's Tylenol donuts for Thanksgiving. Recipe below. And then they're literally injecting the Tylenol paste into donuts. And they tagged the Tylenol Twitter in this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Tylenol. Just saying.
Just looking to give everybody liver cancer, I guess. Number 4, Molly here says, annual tweet, my family is fucked up, but at least no one runs the turkey trot. Okay.
What is that? What is that? Is that like just a race?
I do not know. I am not going to pretend that I know. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be that guy. Number 5, Adam here says, prepare for Thanksgiving. I've been overeating and arguing with my family for years. I was born ready for this.
Bump. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Number 6, Dubsy here. Oh my God, shows a picture of like somebody made cranberry sauce, but it just flooped out of the tube in like one like tube shaped thing.
Oh.
Like the can, but there's a hole in the middle.
What?
And it'd be looking a little suggestive, and it says, "What's wrong, babe? You haven't even touched your cran bussy."
Ew. So it's like a pocket, or what do they call them? Pocket pussies?
Fleshlight.
Fleshlight. Yeah. So I'm thinking of the older model.
Well, no, I think that's just a brand fleshlight. Number 7, Greg here says, time to practice for Thanksgiving. First time deep frying a frozen turkey. Wish me luck. Oh, you're gonna die.
No.
That was his last tweet.
Don't do it.
It guess what? Indoors, based on the picture.
Oh, no,
Even worse.
No.
Don't do it frozen. You have to thaw it. And if you're going to do it frozen,
go everywhere.
you're going to die. Number 8, Liz. I think I was just for the engagement though. Liz Carbonneau says, by accepting their pardons, the turkeys are admitting guilt. Number 9, Janelle Curmo says, French husband told me... Oh, there's a picture of half a stick of butter. I saw this morning. French husband told me this is probably enough butter to make Thanksgiving dinner, and I think I'm probably required by French law to report him to the nearest embassy.
How much butter is required?
More than half a stick.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
That is not enough for anything for Thanksgiving related, and if you're French, you should be using like 12 sticks of butter. But,
oh my God!
But I saw that this morning on Reddit, and people were like, "I just used like half a dozen sticks. What is wrong with this guy?" You know, you go to France and everything's swimming in butter. Number 10, Jeezy Hendricks says, "Stop asking me what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. I cut my whole family off last month. I'm going to Wingstop." There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
Number 11, Gordon Gecko here says, logging into Teams the Monday before Thanksgiving. And it just shows this child passed down in the middle of a supermarket. Yeah. Number 12, Kristen here says, imagine meeting someone, falling in love, and then realizing that you married into a family that runs 5Ks on Thanksgiving.
The turkey trot.
Maybe that's what the turkey trot is.
Yeah.
Number 13, Sweet Mamisa says, one day you're young and fun, and the next you're searching Thanksgiving recipes that won't cause heartburn.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah.
I got one word for you. Prilosec.
Oh, yeah. Drink it up. Wait, did you drink Prilosec?
No, you do not drink Prilosec. It's a pill that you take.
Well, I guess you could if you crush it up.
You shouldn't do that. Because it's got a time release. That's the whole point, is that you take it before you eat.
Okay, and then once everything kind of works.
I used to take it every day, but I switched to a different medication.
I just know Tums.
Yeah.
Like I just
well, Tums is after the fact.
Right.
Number 14, 6-Foot Candy says, Thanksgiving, the day I take 2 bites of stuffing before my mom says, while you're here, can you take a look at my computer? Thankfully, I married a developer. He's now the designated tech support. Dude, my mom was like so we're over there, and my grandma's like has some problem with her computer, or she can't get into one of her accounts, and my mom's trying to help her, and she's like, well, what's your MSN password? And she's like, no, it's not the MSN password, it's the Bing password. And my mom's just like, it's the same fucking thing.
Oh.
This went back and forth for like an hour before she finally gave up the MSN password and got right in.
Do people still use Bing?
My mom and my grandma do, because of some sort of rewards program. But
great, I guess. Yeah. Wow, good for them.
But imagine your search engine is so shitty you have to pay people to use it.
Oh.
But no, and then she's like wants some help with her phone, and my mom's like, I don't know this iPhone shit, you know, like, because my sister just got like this like family plan when they got like 5 iPhones, you know. So it was like her and her husband and the 2 kids and my grandma all have these new iPhones, and me and my mom are, and they're like, well, how do I do this? And I'm like, I don't know.
Google it.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Bing it. Right? I like look, dude. If you want my help with an Android phone, I can tell you just about anything. You ask me this iPhone shit, I'm just gonna shrug at you. I have no idea.
And to everybody out there that's like, one's better than the other, it's just a personal
Yo,
preference.
Almighty Santa.
People don't gotta freak.
Almighty Santa out of pocket says someone's still using Lycos.
Lycos web
no,
crawler.
Actually, I found out that Moogle uses, and I'm not even joking, Moogle uses Yahoo as a search engine. And because it was like I needed somebody to Google something during a stream, just I needed like a special move in a fighting game or something like that, or I think it was how to get into the arcade menu. But anyway, Moogle's like, I couldn't find anything, and I'm like, all right, let me do it. So I pause the game, I go to Google, I search, it comes right up.
Yeah.
And when I ask somebody to search for something, I don't say use the search engine of your choice. I say Google it.
Because, let me break open Netscape Navigator.
Yeah, let me go on dogpile.com.
Oh my god!
But
this guy.
No, but then, and I said, is it because some people just don't seem to know how to use Google or any search engine for that matter? I said, what did you Google? And he gives me the phrase, And so that's exactly the same thing that I put into Google. And I showed it on the screen. I'm like, how could you put the same thing and I put the same thing and I find it and you don't? And, well, I didn't use Google. I used Yahoo. I'm like, oh, I'm on my word,
sorry. I
bro.
was using CompuServe the whole time.
Oh. All right, number 15, Burning Mom says, before you make a video bragging about boycotting your family's Thanksgiving, consider the possibility that you're doing everyone a favor.
Yeah, we didn't want them here anyway.
Oh, dear. Number 16, Simon Holland says, call your dad now and ask him what the Wi-Fi password is so he has time to find the little paper it's written on before Thanksgiving.
Yep. Hear him rustling through papers.
Yeah. Number 17, Dad Man. You know what? I have this app on my phone now that tells me when somebody connects to the Wi-Fi, right?
Oh, cool.
And the Wi-Fi network is called Tolkien because my mom thought that was cute, and I agree. So, because we just got these new internet, basically. We got a new modem, new routers, new everything, right? It's like real good shit, you know? And the routers have an app, and like I can see every device that's on it, and you know everything, right? And I'm streaming this, and I get this alert that says that something has joined Tolkien, and I'm looking at it, but it's like Meta Technologies has joined. I'm like, who from Facebook is? And then I realized it was my nephew over here with his fucking VR headset.
Meta Technologies.
Yeah,
oh boy.
so he's got the Facebook thing, you know, the that he plays games on. Number 17, Dad Man Walking says, don't ask me to cut the Thanksgiving pies because I will do it like this. And it just shows a really badly cut pumpkin pie. And that's going to start some fights.
I was thinking, like, if you cut it into squares.
That would also start some... I'm throwing hands. You give me a square of pumpkin pie, you're going to feel a square of my heel up your ass.
Although, I'll say, if I got the center square, I wouldn't complain.
I would complain because then you don't have any kind of ratio there. There's no crust.
No, I get it. Just more room for whipped cream.
Yeah. Number 18, your other mom says, hosting Thanksgiving, bring up politics so everyone will leave early.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
How about that election?
Oh, everybody's like, and they leave. Number 19, sarcastic mommy says, in an effort to keep her house clean before Thanksgiving, I've asked my family to go live somewhere else. Fair. That'll work.
Sorry.
Number 20, Simon Holland says, a few years ago I replaced the gas igniter in our oven the day before Thanksgiving and basically saved the holiday. If you see me over the next 2 weeks, be ready for me to casually mention it.
You know.
Yeah.
That's how it'll start, you know.
Yeah. Number 21, Sarah Shower says, my mom rented a cabin in the woods for Thanksgiving. My entire family is here. Plus, my little sister is bringing 3 foreign exchange students who've never experienced Thanksgiving. And considering this horror movie dynamic, we will all be killed by sunrise.
Don't read from the Book of the Dead. Yeah. For the love of God.
If you see something bound in human flesh, just don't open it.
Just throw it out.
Yeah. Number 22, Adam here says, for $100, I will FaceTime you in scrubs on Thanksgiving and pretend to be your boyfriend that couldn't make it because he had to work in the hospital. Hey, Alice. Hey, that works, right?
Yeah. Effective.
My boyfriend was totally going to come, but he's in surgery right now, man. All right, number 23, Hoodville says, what dish you bringing on Thanksgiving? Me. And it shows one of, you know those like those foil trays that you bring food in?
Yeah.
And it's got the foil on top, and it's peeled back, and it's just a bottle of Hennessy sitting in there.
Hey, my man.
I mean, you ever have Hennessy?
No, I have not.
It's good shit. It's good shit.
Wait, what is it, though? Like, it's alcohol, but what is it?
It's cognac.
Which is?
It's cognac. It's a liquor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's cognac is its own category. It's, you know what I mean?
Oh, see, I've never tried a cognac, so...
Oh, okay. You like whiskey, right?
No, I think it's disgusting.
Okay. No, but didn't you drink Fireball?
Yeah, and I drank it too much, and now I can't stand the shit.
Well, yeah, that's why you gotta, like, diversify a bit.
Fireball is like whiskey for beginners.
Yeah, I mean, it is very sweet. It's difficult to explain cognac, though. It's not like whiskey, but it's like whiskey's cousin, the classier cousin. It's good. It's good. Anyway, number 24, Slate here says, having elections the same month as Thanksgiving is an incredible prank on American families.
Yeah, it's get everybody riled up and then bring them all together.
Yep. Number 25, Kim says Home Depot should sell a 12-foot turkey skeleton for Thanksgiving. What?
For like Halloween 2 or something?
I don't get it, yeah. Number 26, Horror for Kids writes, repurposing that 12-foot skeleton for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I feel like these two are related. They dressed it up like a turkey, so. Number 27, Danya here says, if you ever hate yourself, just remember that last year I hosted Thanksgiving for my family and told them to park in the wrong spot and every single person's car got towed.
Hey, oh, wow.
Yeesh.
Just a prank, bro. Hey, Moogle, maybe next time, if ever somebody asks me about Fireball, if they have any, maybe I would try Summon Pop.
Yeah. I think Danya isn't saying it's a prank. I think she's saying she fucked up.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was just like, I'll show them.
No, she's saying if you ever hate yourself, remember that I did this. Number 28, Serg here says, Thanksgiving dinner. Mom, no politics tonight, everyone. Absolutely. Me. This casserole reminds me of the Bolshevik Revolution.
Yeah, it counts. Politics.
I mean, imagine if I would take that, like, yeah, no politics, okay, and then you start talking about, they assassinated that Caesar guy. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Number
Remember
29.
the referendum of 95?
Jordan here says, y'all, a lot of Thanksgiving food does not photograph well. Please just enjoy y'all's food in private. That is true. People be like, look at my plate, and it's just like a plate of brown mush. You know it's delicious, but it's not exactly attractive.
It eventually all gets mixed together.
Yeah.
You know?
Gravy's covering everything. Number 30, Ellie Schnitt says, forever grateful this year and every year that my family does not do a 5K, play touch football, or do any kind of physical activity whatsoever on Thanksgiving. Do people really be doing this? This is like the third tweet about that.
Yeah, like it's really a theme. There's a theme there.
Number 31, Dead Scott here says, Dead Scott, that's funny. Yeah. You tell someone you're spending Thanksgiving alone and they start talking to you like you're a Make-A-Wish kid. Yo, it's true. Oh, goddamn, Moogle, you out of pocket for that. Number 32, Emma Berquist says, avoid talking politics this year at Thanksgiving by asking your parents if they'll ever be truly happy together.
Oh,
damn, that's tough. Why you gotta be like that? Number 33, I didn't think we'd get through this, but they were rolling through it so quickly. Simon Holland says, good luck to everyone who has to do Thanksgiving in business casual this week. Who does that? What?
I don't know.
Maybe do you work in an office at Thanksgiving? That sucks. Number 34, Allie says, the arguing about politics at Thanksgiving trope has always been weird to me. You guys are family. You should have way more intense things to fight over.
Yeah, like, fighting over who's going to get such and such when somebody passes away.
Oh, my God. I don't even want to think about that because, like, my shitty aunt started up something about that last year.
There you go.
Oh, my God. Number 35, Mr. Weiland says, if your family starts arguing on Thanksgiving, please go on live so we can all hear it.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Somebody just starts secretly, on
just
Twitch.
Just start live streaming, yeah. Number 36, Callie says, cranberry vodka counts as a Thanksgiving side, right? Why not?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Why not? I had a little cocktail, but it wasn't nothing cranberry in it. It was, it was ginger ale and tequila is what it was.
Alice says Periscope it.
Put it on Periscope. Yeah. Go on Kick. Number 37,
everything.
Yeah. This person's name is Charles Drugs.
Okay.
At least it isn't Charles Entertainment Cheese. That's all I could say. You had a Modelo?
Hey.
Nice.
That's his real name.
Yeah. Charles Drugs says, for those of you who are alone on Thanksgiving for $50, I'll call you and ask you why you're not married yet and when you're getting a raise.
Before I had actually gotten married, every Thanksgiving there would be that topic would come up.
Oh my God.
Hey Jesse, you're this age, you're that age. You found anybody yet? You're gonna get married? I want grandkids. And I just say no.
No. They don't do that anymore, do they?
Well, no. My family is unfortunately dwindling as time goes on.
As sands through the hourglass. Number 30. Yeah. Number 38, Abby Hugel says, going to Trader Joe's the week before Thanksgiving is like a suburban middle-class Hunger Games. That's real.
Is it that crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've actually been to a Trader Joe's when I was briefly in the States, and it's just a store.
Yeah, but you don't want to go there right before Thanksgiving. Just put it to you that way. It's like Waffle House parking lot shit right there. Number 39, Howling Mutant says, bruh, don't tell me no iPad at the Thanksgiving table and then act shocked when I'm cranky.
I want my iPad.
Number 40, James Breakwell, who actually is the person that owns Pleated Jeans, says, 4-year-old, can we have pizza for Thanksgiving? The Pilgrims didn't eat pizza. Their dad was probably mean, too.
Ooh. Got him.
Just make sure that pizza is boneless.
Boneless pizza.
Boneless. Number 41, Max Steele says, you're emailing me? It's the Friday before the week of Thanksgiving and the month before the winter holidays, and you're emailing me?
Yeah?
Nice. Oh, you were with your Mexican friends? That explains the Modelo. Did you have a good time, Alice? Number 42, Lakota Man says, happy Thanksgiving, and it shows, oh no. Oh no! So it shows like this white family at the table, and it says they're holding hands. Thank you, Jesus, for this meal, and it just shows some guy like working in a field says "de nada."
Sorry, what did you say?
De nada, like you're welcome. You're welcome. In Spanish, because his name is Jesus.
Oh,
and he's picking your cranberries.
Okay.
Get it?
I get it now.
Yeah, topical. Number 43, Simon Holland here says helping in the kitchen this morning. So far I've used 467 paper towels.
Sounds about right.
Sounds like you're not helping much. Number 44, McNeil here says, welcome. Our family tradition is to run a 5K turkey trot on Thanksgiving morning.
See, turkey trot, I knew it.
Now that is confirmed. It just shows this like this just white chick just looking happy and the guy next to her looking very unhappy.
Is he like dripping in sweat?
Kinda is, yeah. A little bit.
One of them maybe did a little extra work, you know?
Then again, he looks like the kind of guy who always looks like he's sweaty.
Oh, just all the time.
Yeah. Number 45, Chase Mitchell here says, happy Hoda Kata pretending to be excited about Goku Day.
Goku Day?
I'm guessing it's some sort of anime thing that I don't understand and I don't care to.
Well, I guess Goku eats a lot of food.
I guess. Yeah, this 5K thing has come up several times, Alice, and I was like, do people really do that? Here's the last one, number 46. Adius writes, my arrival is imminent. And it just shows this guy leaning out of a car, says, me pulling up to Thanksgiving dinner knowing I'm the racist uncle now.
Oh, no. Like, wait a minute, how come nobody else? That must mean it's me.
If you don't have any racist uncles, that means you're the racist uncle.
Also, when you said, I'm arriving, I was just thinking,
I'm
arriving.
My arrival is imminent. Yo, Wayne, what's good? Wayne says he made a clerk die laughing when he asked to have the pizza boneless. Yeah, what I love is when you do it, they're confused and they're like, what? Boneless? Are you saying your shit got bones in it then? You just do the whole routine. Out of 46, that ham did look good, Wayne. Out of 46, these were really good, better than I thought it was going to be. And we've learned what a turkey trot is, so I got to take like 3 points off for having that knowledge. But I'm going to give it a 40.
I was giving it a 42.
You mean 42 or a 40 also?
40 as well.
40 as well.
And I gotta say, for the boneless thing, if you're really stern about it, like, you just say, like, okay, this time can I please have the pizza boneless? Please. Like, wait,
you're gonna be so confused. Look, the Ohio Supreme Court ruled that boneless wings can contain bones.
Yo, that's your Ohio Riz right there.
It really is. That is some Ohio Riz up the wazoo. Let's move on over to the List Critics channel here. We have lots of submitted lists to get through.
Let's move on.
Well, Wayne, BC. All right.
I like how game show host you got there. I like that.
No, Wayne, BC. I got him scrolling. I'm scrolling.
Oh, God, I'm scrolling. Yes, please. Oh.
Scroll me, Daddy. Here we are.
No, you're my scroll daddy.
I've actually seen the video this list is from. So Board here gives us who is the best character in every Street Fighter game from YouTuber JM Crofts, and I do subscribe to JM Crofts, so I've seen this video.
I don't know this.
And I correctly guessed most of these, like who the competitively the best character in each Street Fighter game is, because I do follow this kind of thing. So
for me, I'd appreciate more of a aesthetic appreciation as opposed to mechanical, because you play these way more than I do.
Yeah. So Street Fighter 1, the strongest character is Ryu and Ken, who play identical, and they're the only characters you could play them as. And the game sucks, so who cares, right?
Yes, agreed.
So Street Fighter 2, it was Guile. No shock
Really?
there. Yeah, Guile. No shock there. Guile.
I hate having to wait 2 seconds. It's just.
Guile dominated the meta. There wasn't much you could do against him if somebody really knew how to play him. There were a lot of glitches that he could do that would make it like basically impossible for you to win.
There's no version of Street Fighter 2 where Guile is inferior in any way?
There's versions where he's not the best, but there's no version where he's bad.
Ah, okay.
Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition it's M. Bison. He's broken. You Psycho Crusher, Psycho Crusher. So if you block the Psycho Crusher, it still hits 5 times and does so much damage. And if you're pressing forward while you're doing it, you're already charging up for the one on the way back, and you can just basically keep them in jail, and it's really scummy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. In Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, and I knew this, but it's kind of surprising to find out that it was actually Ryu. Because Ryu is in the original Street Fighter 2, he's kind of trash, and then he came from behind here. Ryu, he has like all the tools in Hyper Fighting. He's got like the best fireball game. He reacts quickly.
Baby, he got the tools.
The fact that Hyper Fighting was so fast really benefited Ryu. Super Street Fighter 2, not that anyone really played this, but it was Sagat.
Oh, really?
It was
Tiger.
I mean, that's who I played. I mean, Super Turbo, Vega actually is the best in it.
I've only played the 3DO version of that.
That was the definitive home port for a little while.
Oh, okay.
It was quite a while before it came out on PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, Vega's the best. I still played Sagat, so
Yeah.
Street Fighter Alpha, Akuma. I mean, it's Akuma.
Yeah,
Street Fighter Alpha 2. This one I kind of disagree with J.M. Crofts. He said it was Rose. I still argue that it's Akuma in Alpha 2.
And you say that the first one doesn't count, right?
Story-wise, it's replaced by the second one. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Why do they call it 2? Why don't they just call it like Plus or Extra or something? If it's just a remake.
Because I think people were getting fed up with the re-releases. Street Fighter Alpha 3, it's Dalsum. There's no shock there.
Wow, interesting.
He's completely oppressive. If you are hyper aggressive when you play Dalsum, there's not much the other person can do, especially if you play variable mode and you know what you're doing. It's rough. Original version of Street Fighter 3, it was Ibuki. Ibuki could do a infinite with one button in the corner, and it was super easy to do, did not require much skill.
Which one's Ibuki again?
The ninja girl. She's the ninja girl.
Oh, what does she look? Oh, okay.
She looks like a ninja.
Okay.
She wears ninja clothes. I mean, she has this kick that could pop you up, and if you do it in the corner, you could just keep doing the kick and they'll never land.
A little cheap.
Yeah, it's extremely cheap. And it was easy. In Second Impact, it was Akuma. He was just completely oppressive. It was like
he's back.
It was like trying to fight a hurricane. In Third Strike, y'all, it's Street Fighter 3. To no one's shock, it's Chun-Li. My girl Chun is completely broken in Third Strike. I play Chun. I don't only play Chun. I'm not a scumbag. I also play Hugo and a few other characters. But yeah, Chun is broken.
Wild for Hugo.
Hugo's terrible, but I enjoy playing him. In Street Fighter 4, original Street Fighter 4, to nobody's surprise, it's Sagat. He actually had some instances where he benefited from getting hit.
What, huh?
Because there were a few points where if you took a jump in, you could actually cancel the hit stun into your Ultra.
Jeez, man, come on.
It was just, it was bad. For Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, did he skip Super Street Fighter 2? I know the video had him talk about Super Street Fighter 2, but apparently Bort went to Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, where it was Yoon. Yoon was really oppressive. Yoon is either always top tier or bottom tier. There's never anything in between. Like in Third Strike, he was top tier. In Street Fighter 4, he's top tier. In Alpha 3 Max and Capcom vs. SNK, he was cheeks. Dude was just like,
what was the name of the gentleman boxer in 4?
Dudley. He was from 3, but he was in 4 as well.
He was my favorite in 4. I actually owned 4.
I played him a lot in Third Strike. For Ultra Street Fighter 4, it was Elena. Elena was scummy.
Oh.
And what's funny was when the game came out, everyone thought she was trash.
Huh.
And nobody played her, and then they realized, like, yeah, when she's ducking, most normals miss her because she's too low to the ground. That healing Ultra is just too good. It gives you way too much health back. It's just, yeah, she's scummy. For Street Fighter 5, there were different versions, but they were all like DLC, so just compiling it. It's Luke. He was added at the very end. He was the last character added, and he was just completely broken because it's like, hey, here's this guy who's going to be the main character in Street Fighter 6, so there you go.
Sure.
And then Street Fighter 6, yeah, he actually said there's 2 characters that are everybody's sort of arguing over. It's Luke and Akuma.
Akuma is like
Akuma.
Always coming back, you know?
Well, I mean, he was designed to be like the overpowered guy, you know. So like Akuma isn't top tier; he's lore accurate.
Okay.
Just an A+ for JM Croft, an A- for Bort for missing out that he did include Super Street Fighter 4, of which I believe the best character in that was who was it? I think it might have been Akuma actually, but I don't remember. All right. So Bort also gives us another YouTuber list from a YouTuber, Janked Jesus.
I've seen a couple of this guy's videos.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of him before. He gives us
I've only seen like a handful, sorry.
The ultimate LJN on NES tier list, like ranking the LJN games.
Hey, some of these are pretty good.
Well, see, so these are are we going to go from the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top? What do you think is more interesting?
I think top to bottom.
Okay. So the top tier are the actually good games.
Yeah.
So these not amazing, but they're actually good. So he includes Nightmare on Elm Street, which I would agree that's pretty good.
Yeah, All Bones edition.
Friday the 13th, I would.
Yes.
No, it's not. No.
I like to play this game. This game is fun.
I don't think it's. I think it belongs in the next tier down. It's not top.
I don't know. I genuinely have, like, even though I'm shitty at the game, I have fun. Well, and what matters is if it's fun.
Yeah, I think it belongs in the tough sell category. You know.
Okay.
Jaws, I would agree. Jaws is actually pretty fun once you know how to play it.
I personally, I'd probably put that in more of a tough sell.
Yeah. Okay.
You can beat it in either 5 minutes or not at all.
Hey. Yeah. Gotcha the Sport, which I've never played that. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's I think it's a light gun game.
Oh. Wood and Water Rage? I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That game is not good.
Are we still in accurate?
Yeah, we're still in actually good games. That's tough sell. I'm sorry.
I disagree here.
Yeah, it's tough sell. Town and Country 2 Thriller Safari, I think, is also tough sell.
I like TNC Surf Design, actually.
Yeah. And Pictionary. Yeah, Pictionary is Pictionary. You know, you how much fun you have, it depends on the people you're playing it with.
Have you heard the soundtrack to Pictionary?
The soundtrack fucking slaps.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Waterworld on Super NES. Another game that has no business having such a great soundtrack. The second category is the tough sell category. Wolverine, yeah, I agree. Wolverine, it could be good, but it's got a lot of flaws.
It had such potential.
Yeah. Karate Kid, this I agree. It could have been tweaked into a good game, but they didn't.
Like, somebody could hack it to make it good.
Yeah. Back to the Future is Cheeks. I'm sorry, that does not belong in tough sell. That's full Cheeks.
No, that belongs. Yeah, down further, Cheeks. Please.
2 of the WWF games are here: WrestleMania Challenge and King of the Ring.
I don't like any of them.
I remember the arcade version of these. They're being fun, but not the NES version.
No.
Yeah. Alien 3, I think, would be more in the good category than the tough sell.
Yeah, I think it'd be if there was an in between.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. It's fine.
And Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. Look, I played a bunch of baseball games on the NES, and I don't remember this one. So
if you don't remember it, it can't be that fantastic.
Then we have
you say RBI Baseball? I remember that.
RBI Baseball was dope. The next tier are bad games, and I want to point out that there's 2 tiers below this. Okay, so these are the bad games. The Punisher, I think, belongs in tough sell. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but I'd rather be playing something else.
I think it's easy to rag on this game because it's ugly as sin.
Yeah.
Like
you know what? Yeah.
The graphics are terrible, but the actual gameplay is fun. WWF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge is pretty bad. No.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six that's jank as fuck. Yeah. Back to the Future 2 and 3. He listed as 2 games, but it's actually just one game, and it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's bad.
It's like you hunt for the objects.
Yeah. The Incredible Crash dummies, which growing up I thought they were the Incredible Crash test dummies, but apparently they were never that. It's like a big old Mandela effect thing for me.
And you're slippery as hell in that game.
Not a good game.
No.
And then MLB Baseball, which is just baseball. Yeah.
Snooze.
Yeah. Then we go down into the insufferable tier.
Jeez.
Which has
these will aggravate you.
Yeah, there are only 4 games on here. The first of which is Beetlejuice, which I would have to agree that game is just insufferable.
Oh, this was one of the first games I owned for the NES, and I beat it.
Oh God, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I think that this game could have been good, but it's not. I would put it more in the bad tier than the insufferable tier.
I do like the whole. In order to stay away from the weasels, you gotta tell a joke.
Yeah.
There was potential there.
Bill and Ted is where it belongs. It's pretty insufferable.
Just jump into bushes, dude.
And then finally NFL football is on here.
Yeah, just NFL. Ugh.
Yeah. And then the last tier is the unplayable trash tier, of which there is only one game. And you know what it is. It's X-Men. That game sucks shit through a straw.
The uncanny X-Men.
I have a copy of it that I did not.
Where'd you find it?
I found it laying in the street.
Should have left it.
I realize that now, but it makes a good story. And I just imagined, how did it get there? And I realized, later, somebody must have AVGN'd it at the window.
Yeah, X-Men is ass. It
is ass.
Have you seen the latest AVGN episode? It's actually good.
What, the
Blaster Master?
Blaster Master. Yes, I did see it.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, of course it was good. He always puts out a good episode, but the to be continued at the end was pretty funny. Poor EB, I think, was a little confused. You're like, oh no, I think Mike Matei is going to be in the next episode. I'm like, no. I was like, no, I think it's going to be Kevin Finn or whatever the hell his name is. That played
Glitch Gremlin. Yeah.
But I could see how you might think that that's Mike Matei, but it's not.
No.
I hate that Mike Matei.
Yeah.
Just a B. There's a few things I would move around here, but overall, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd go a B. A solid B.
B for bitch. All right. This is
for boobs.
B for boobs. B for Bort.
Yes.
B for board. Speaking of board, 8 great JRPGs that respect your time. By YouTuber Gaming Productions. That's a red flag.
I
right
love
there.
That name.
Productions.
I like that. I like that. It's funny.
So there's a little bit of an intro here. As we get older, we all get more selective with our unlimited free time and want to make sure we're making the best use of it. This video highlights 8 awesome JRPGs that respect your time with great pacing and are a bit on the shorter side.
Okay.
So they're not numbered or anything, but here we have Chrono Trigger being the first one. Yeah, Chrono Trigger's about 15 to 20 hours long, depending on how much of the content you actually want to do. Mm-hmm. And it does zip by pretty quickly. It doesn't feel like it's 15 to 20 hours. So I would agree there. Yeah, excellent choice there. East 6, The Ark of Napishtim is on here. And this is interesting because this is the first Ys game that was kind of on the long side. Because the first 5 Ys games you can blow through pretty quickly, you know. Like 5 is a bit longer than 1 through 4, but still, you know, or at least the older versions of 4 before it, you know, became Memories of Celceta. But yeah, these games are generally pretty. It's funny because Ark of Napishtim is where they started to make them longer games. But it does breeze by. It's a fun game. It's a great game. I would agree. Suikoden does not belong on this list.
Oh.
I love this game. I played the whole series on Twitch, and I will say that my favorite is the first one, Suikoden 1. I know everybody's like, but 2, and I'm like, yeah, no, 1 is better than 2. I'm sorry, but not sorry. I guess if you just play it like a normal person, maybe you would say that it respects your time. But when they tell you that you can recruit 108 characters, of course I'm going to try to recruit all 108 characters.
Whoa.
So it could be quite a time dump. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torn of the Golden Country I have not played yet. I'm still playing the base game, so I cannot comment on the expansion.
Oh, I don't know. It seems like you're familiar with a lot more of these than I am, so I'm just going to take your word. Intermission
is a game I've never heard of, so I couldn't tell you anything about that. Intermission? That's a JRPG? Huh?
I don't know. If it is what it is, then it must definitely respect your time.
Honestly, with Ys being on here, we're sort of stretching the definition of JRPG.
Yeah, isn't that more of like action RPG style?
Yeah, it's an action. I mean, some people say, well, JRPG just means Japanese. Like, if it's made by a Japanese developer, that makes it JRPG.
Like, would you count the Tales series as full-on JRPGs?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Because it's still, yes, you input action commands, but it's still command-based.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Enough.
It's a little different. It's a hybrid. But Soul Blazer is the next thing on the list, and that's full on action RPG right there.
Yeah,
but
that's all I'm thinking.
But they're just saying, oh, it's from Enix, so you know. I love Soul Blazer, such a good game. And I it's a whole trilogy, and honestly, I still like Soul Blazer the best of the 3.
Oh, really?
I love Illusion of Gaia. I love Terranigma. But the one that I come back to and enjoy the most is Soul Blazer. And its sister game, ActRaiser. Parasite Eve is so not a JRPG. But okay.
Well, it definitely, I don't know, to me it feels like a JRPG. Like, I know it's got the whole weird system of, like, areas, like Quest 64 kind of thing going on.
Yeah, but the combat is more like a Resident Evil kind of thing, isn't it?
No, I mean, you do, you do wait your turn while the other...
Oh, you do? Okay, I've never played it, so I don't... Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, I never finished it, actually. I picked it up and I started playing it, and I was enjoying it, and then I thought to myself, I should really do this for, like, Twitch or YouTube or something, and I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I will.
The humor is just spot on.
Well, you know, I love some Mario RPGs, so...
Yeah.
And the last one on here is Threads of Fate, which I've never played, but I'm familiar with it.
What is it?
It's just a role-playing game on PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah. I could think of some better choices, to be honest with you. Like,
what do they mean by respect your time?
Well, they explained it. Good pacing, not super long, doesn't feel like a time sink. So basically, not Suikoden. I'm sorry, you put Suikoden on the list, and you totally you don't know what you're talking about at that point.
You have negated the rest of the list. You forfeited everything.
4 out of 8, because that's how many that I agree with. Chrono Trigger, Soul Blazer, Mario and Luigi, and Threads of Fate. I mean, well, I guess not even Threads of Fate. E6 is what I would agree with, but yeah.
And that's stretching the definition.
Some of them, well, like I said, some people just think Japanese RPG, so it comes from a Japanese development studio. It's supposed to be Japanese style, something like Dragon Quest. We have the opposite of this also. Actually, I'm sorry. This is not okay. So it's games that do not respect your time.
Oh.
But it's not only JRPGs, and it's not from the same YouTuber. So it's just the opposite thing, but it's different. This one's from Totally Tubular Jonathan, so we know it's going to be funny.
All right.
So, so just obscenely long games that, you're going to be playing for a long time. So there's 10 of these, and they are actually numbered. Number 10 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I have never played any of these games, but I remember when June was going through them, she showed me. She was playing them in like story order.
Oh.
So Valhalla's pretty far back in the timeline, so she played it pretty early on, And she's like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is a massive game. And she showed me like the when she was playing the next one, which was an older game, but it was like the next one chronologically. It's a much smaller game, and she said, look at the list of quests in this game, and then look at the one list of quests in Valhalla, and it was like 5 times as long,
Oh.
Like when they decided to make Assassin's Creed an RPG, they kind of went a little ham on it,
That's Ubisoft for you.
Yeah. Number 9 is not a game or a series of games, but an entire, I wouldn't even say a genre, it's just an entire stylistic choice, just a catch-all, anything that's a live service game. Which, yeah, I agree, those live service games suck ass, and they really do not respect your time.
They do not, and I don't even like the term for live service game. Ugh.
Terrible, right?
Oh, it makes me feel old to say that, but well.
Some of the examples here are Fallout 76, League of Legends, Destiny 2. Number 8 is Skies of Arcadia. No, you're tripping. Totally Tubular, Jonathan. I mean,
I had this on Dreamcast. It was great.
Well, I had the GameCube version, but we knew you was tripping, but now you've gone too far. Are you an ass?
Are we playing Smash Brothers Brawl? You be tripping all over the place.
Number 7 is Red Dead Redemption 2. No.
I haven't played these, but they look really good.
I have never heard anybody say that this game doesn't respect their time. I've heard people that they love to put time into it. You know what I mean? To me,
from what I understand, it's mission based, and that's great for respecting your time.
From my understanding, for a game to not respect your time, it should feel like kind of a slog.
Like just this is going on forever.
Yes.
Long missions, long dungeons.
I mean, he might as well just say like, this is a list of 10 games that are long. You know what I mean?
A long game is long.
All right. Well, I actually kind of agree with the next one, which is the Shenmue series. Shenmue is a little too up its own ass, we'll say.
Go to the arcade and play all those old games.
Yeah, I mean, you can go through the story, but there's parts where you need money.
Yep.
And how do you get money? Beating up bad guys? No, you have to get a job and then do that job in real time. You have to like drive a forklift. You know what I mean? It's not exciting. It's just crazy. I would agree with that. Number 5 is Days Gone's. I think it's just Days Gone. I don't know about this game, so.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Number 4 is the Xenoblade Chronicles series. Like, I mean, at this point, are you just going to put Skyrim on the list at this point? Like, what is going on here? Like, are we putting...
Skyrim is a long game, but you can play it in stints, no problem.
No, but my point is that, like, Xenoblade is sort of like Skyrim, where in, like, yes, there is a shit fucking ton of things to do, and 90% of it is completely optional.
Yeah, you don't have to do everything. You don't have to 100% the game.
Yeah, so how much you do in these games is up to you, and most people play Xenoblade for hundreds of hours for the same reason that most people play Skyrim for hundreds of hours, because it's fucking enjoyable.
Yeah, they made all the things fun, which is impressive.
I just a few weeks ago finished Xenoblade Chronicles Cross on the Wii U.
Ooh.
And they just fucking announced the remake.
Here we go.
So, I'll have to get that up.
100 hours of extras.
Well, X was or Cross or whatever the fuck was already like the shorter one. But it's still something you could easily put 200 hours into.
Damn.
Donkey Kong 64 and Jet Force Gemini are at number 3. I kind of agree with Donkey Kong 64. I don't agree with Jet Force Gemini. That game is not that fucking long. But yeah, Donkey Kong 64 did kind of feel like you were like, damn, I'm still on this level.
It's just it's the worst version of a collectathon. It's just too much. It's samey. You revisit levels over and over and over.
I kind of want to go back to it because I never finished it for that reason. Because it was like, oh, like Perfect Dark just came out, and I got to play that. But I kind of want to like play through the whole thing. But I would have to do it on stream or something, Like I could never do that on my own.
Be my guest.
Yeah.
I rented it and was like, I can't keep doing this.
Far Cry 2 is on here, really? Is that like? Don't you just like blow up bases and?
I mean, the only Far Cry game I ever completed was Blood Dragon.
Yeah, and that was a really quick game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And number 1 is just a catch-all all these survival games that are like the.
Oh, Vampire Survivor, that kind of thing.
No, more like Rust.
Oh, okay. I was way off.
Yeah, no. Vampire Survival is basically a twin stick shooter. I mean, let's be real. It's like
I think they call them Bullet Heaven.
I don't. Well, kind of.
Because you're the one shooting all the bullets.
It's funny. There was actually a Flash game called Bullet Heaven, which which was a spin-off of like this like series of Flash RPGs that I really liked when Flash games were a thing. This is a totally tubular Jonathan list and a half, isn't it? Out of 10, I got to give this like a 4. This guy doesn't. He's just talking shit.
It's a totally tubular out of 10 for me. Well, I'll also give it a 4.
Yeah. Moogle points out that Suikoden 3 was a game that absolutely did not respect your time.
A modern Robotron or Smash TV, I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Okay, what do you got next for us? Top 10 bosses you don't want to defeat by a YouTuber named Josh Scorcher.
Because they're like entertaining or fun?
I think this is more of an emotional connection here where you're like, damn, I really don't want to kill this character, right?
Oh, like the boss in
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at number 10 is the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. It's the first thing on here, and I'm like, you said that, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the first thing. That's the first thing I would have thought of. Yeah, she's, you don't want to kill her. Hey, WT, how's it going?
You really don't?
You don't want to kill her.
Did it anyway.
Well, yeah. Number 9 is Wally from Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Oh, I don't agree. I think that, so Wally was in Ruby Sapphire as, like, sort of the second rival. Like, it was the first time where you kind of had more than one rival. And whereas, like, the one rival that you have from the beginning of the game, whether it's May or Brandon, is sort of the typical, this is the other character who's, like, your equal that you fight every once in a while. Whereas Wally had this zero to hero arc. You meet him, he's this like little kid that doesn't really know anything about Pokemon. You have to help him catch his first Pokemon. He tries to challenge a gym when he only has one in his team. He doesn't know what he's doing, but by the end he becomes way strong. And he's a challenge. And I would say that it was a pleasure to fight him, especially in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, because of how strong he got. I respected him. So I guess I agree and disagree.
I can see where they're going. Like, you kind of helped raise them up.
Yeah, it's like, maybe you want to lose to him in a way to give him his moment.
The finality.
Now, now that the more I think of it, the better, because he's going to challenge the league and he realizes he's not ready, but he kind of is because his team is really good. Number 8 is Toriko from Cave Story. I played this game, or 99% of it. I don't remember this character.
Uh-oh.
I just remember, like, the meme moments from the game,
I don't remember which one Toriko is. I remember playing the game and
I don't
it.
remember
It was
her.
fun.
I don't remember her. Number 7 are the Colossi from Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, it's just heartbreaking when you find out what's up.
Like, when you start the game, you just think of them as enemies, right?
Yep.
If you get to the end of the game and you still think they're just enemies, you're broken on the inside. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
If you're still thinking them as just another hurdle to clear, you are a broken person.
Yes.
Number 7 is Sif the Great Grey Wolf in Dark Souls. I haven't actually played this game, but I'm familiar with Sif the Wolf, and yeah, dude, that's tough.
You don't want to kill him.
I mean,
do it.
It's just a big old wolf with a sword in her mouth, guarding her master's grave.
Looks awesome.
Number 5 is Cheyenne from Kingdom Hearts 538 over 2 days. I haven't played this, so you know.
I started playing it, and then I was like, no thanks.
Yeah. Number 4 is Ryoma / Xander from Fire Emblem Fates. This is depending on which version you're playing of Fire Emblem Fates. Yeah, so it's
you're gonna have to explain this one.
It's either your sibling or your adopted sibling, depending on the situation, and you're finding yourself on the other side of the war, basically.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Number 3 is Shadow Lord from Nier. I have never played Nier. I'm not familiar with the Shadow Lord. So.
Neither have I.
Number 2 is Toriel from Undertale. That's funny because Toriel doesn't want to beat you either.
Nope.
You ever notice that if you happen to be fighting Toriel, if you ever get low health, she starts missing you on purpose?
Yeah, like if you could stay in one spot,
her fireballs actually avoid you at that point.
Mm-hmm.
She is trying to block you from leaving the ruins. She's wrong to do so, but she has a good reasoning. And you feel for her. And one of the crazy things is that not a lot of people know this, but there's a mechanic in Undertale that very few people use, and Toriel is the reason nobody uses this mechanic, is that if you hit an enemy and get them to low health, you can spare them without having to figure out what actions to do so. So a lot of people...
I played through the game. I didn't know that.
So a lot of people would figure that out early on, that it's like catching a Pokemon. You weaken it first, right? You weaken the enemy, and then they'll let you spare them. But if Toriel gets to low health, you will critical her, and she will die.
No choice. Instantly.
It's if an attack is coming through that will bring her into that into that range where she could be spared, you will get an automatic critical and she dies.
Huh.
And that's to teach you to not attack the enemies. I just dropped.
Well, that's clever. Unless you're going for the psycho route.
Yeah, but then you're just attacking her. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Hold on a second. I dropped something and I need to find it. I can't see shit because it's dark under here. So let me grab my phone.
You can't see shit.
Well, I dropped something under the desk and it's fucking, dark down there.
You should see the glasses I wear. They're like Coke bottles.
You realize that's a pretty dated reference even for us.
Yes, I do, but still.
Oh, there
the euphemism holds true.
You like Coke bottles? What are you fucking talking about? Is it like some kind of special bottle for cocaine?
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And number 1 is Klaus from Mother 3. I haven't played Mother 3.
Oh, dude. Play Mother 3. You want your heart ripped out of your chest? That's a good way of doing it.
Well, I didn't really care for 2, so...
Yeah, but, oh my god, the story... I say the story in 3 better than 2.
Maybe one day I'll stream all 3 of these and just get it over with, you know what I mean? Like, I've played through a few... Look, I got through Xenogears. I can get through it Earthbound, you know what I mean? And Xenogears is a lot worse.
You can play any of these at any time in any order you want.
No, but I'd probably just do the 3, just to stream them, just to get it, like the same reason I did Xenogears. But Xenogears was fucking bad, though. I'm sorry. I wound up liking it less. Yeah. I made a whole tweet storm about. I was like, Xenogears is bad, and I don't care who knows. Yeah, out of 10, I mean, I'm taking your word for it on a few of these, Josh Scorcher, but I'm giving it a 10.
Yeah, I would give it a... I'm going to take your word, I don't know Nier.
You know what I would add to this if it was me? I would say the hunters in Metroid Prime 3.
I never... That's the one Prime game I never actually finished.
Really? Did you play Hunter? Yeah. Did you play Hunters, the DS game?
I only tried it a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get into the meat of the game proper.
So all of the other bounty hunters, like Samus's friends, all become infected with Phazon, and you have to kill them all.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So it's hey, the cast of hunters is in 3, and they're all bosses that you have to kill, and they're clearly your friends, and it's rough,
Yeah. But I never actually beat 3.
Okay, here's a Triple Jump list that Bort gave us, and Triple Jump has good lists, so...
I like them. Yeah. I watched their podcast.
Yeah. 10 video games that were surprisingly almost licensed games.
is this gonna be like Journey to Silius?
Journey to Silius is the first thing I think of as well, because that was almost a Terminator. Yeah.
Terminator. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat is on this list because originally it was going to be basically it was going to be like the Bloodsport game, like.
Oh yeah, they were gonna get Van Damme and everything.
Yeah, it all fell through. What's funny is that you could buy a skin and voice pack for Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1 where he's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Like they got him to come in and do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he even has his own like lines and stuff instead of like the regular Johnny. It is DLC. People don't understand. They're like, oh, they got Jean-Claude Van Damme to be in Mortal Kombat 1. I was like, yes, but it's DLC.
It's DLC.
And it's not in the story mode. Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark was going to be a James Bond game, and it wasn't.
Which one? The next movie?
They were basically just going to do GoldenEye 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were going to
without 006. All right.
Well, it would have been an original story, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And turned out for the best. Perfect Dark was wonderful as it was. So.
Yeah, they went like sci-fi with the whole secret agent thing, sort of.
Journey to Silius, of course, that was going to be the Terminator.
Great music.
Dynamite Cop. I don't feel this wasn't almost licensed. It was licensed. It just wasn't licensed in Japan.
Yeah.
So it was the Die Hard game, and then in Japan they didn't have the rights to Die Hard, so they made it Dynamite Cop or Dynamite Deca, as it's also called there.
Yeah.
I mean that's like kind of like how like a Mickey Mouse game becomes a Bugs Bunny game here. You know what I mean?
Oh, the Crazy Castle.
That kind of thing. Doom. Yeah, Doom was going to be an Aliens game. It was going to be based on Aliens, and that didn't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
I thought they were just going to do like more Wolfenstein or something.
Yeah, well, the original idea was to do Wolfenstein but they wanted to do the Aliens license, and then they realized it was going to be too expensive to get. So they said, they actually based the idea for Doom on a D&D campaign that went horribly wrong.
What the fuck?
They were at the end of this campaign. John Carmack was the head. What do they call the head? The dungeon master. And and at the very end of the campaign, he taunted basically the players with an incredibly powerful artifact called the Daikatana.
Shit!
Which, as you know, one of these guys made a game called Daikatana later on, based on the same sort of idea. But anyway, and that game was not good, by the way. But anyway, it was basically like the last temptation of id Software here. Do they really want to go for it? So John Romero decided, I do want to go for it. I do want to take the Daikatana. He rolled. He got a really poor result on the dice, and John Carmack was like, yeah, that's it. That's the end of the world. You've unleashed hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth.
Yeah.
There we go.
And they had the idea of because it basically is like if the roll went well, he would have had this powerful artifact and won the game. If it goes poorly, a portal to hell opens and everybody dies, and that's what happened. So they had the idea of Doom from that. So there you go. Darkstalkers was briefly considered to be. They were going to do like Universal Horror Fighting Game, and I think they realized they didn't really need the license to do that. So.
I'm glad for that because they made fun original characters based on war.
I mean, you could tell that yes, Dimitri is Dracula and Victor is the Frankenstein creature and Rikuo is the creature from the Black Lagoon and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad as well that we got the Darkstalkers that we got.
Wolfman Talbane.
Yeah. Warcraft Orcs and Humans. Yeah, they found it too complicated to get the Warhammer license, so they just ripped it off instead.
It was gonna be like a 40K thing.
No, 40K is like the futuristic one. It was just gonna be Warhammer.
Oh, I've only ever associated Warhammer with the 40K stuff. There's other Warhammer stuff.
Yeah, Warhammer's.
I don't know.
Warhammer is a medieval thing, and then Warhammer 40K is like future medieval.
Oh, I thought
Doom.
Warhammer was like called Warhammer 40K TM.
Okay, think of it this way. Think of it like Wolfenstein and Doom. One's in the past, one's in the future, right?
Got it.
So they were going to do Warhammer as a video game because it's a tabletop game.
Right.
The licensing was very expensive. It was complex. Several different companies involved. They decided to just make their Temu Warhammer, and it worked out pretty well for them.
A little bit. A little bit.
Here's a game you probably forgot existed: Pax Corpus.
Uh,
It didn't do well.
was that Peace Corps?
Pax Corp. Yeah, that's what it means. Is Peace Corps. It was actually going to be an Aeon Flux game.
Oh, I remember the
Yeah.
cartoon
Yeah,
looking pretty cool.
the cartoon was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically, like the Warhammer thing, the rights to it were very complicated, so they just kind of ripped it off instead.
We'll just do our own thing. Yeah. We have Pax Corpus at home.
Yeah. Donkey Kong, yeah, it was going to be a Popeye game.
Uh-huh.
They didn't get the
Yeah.
license.
That's
And-
like one of those things that everybody's starting to know. just
Wow.
off the top.
Okay, I've known all of these except for this last one, and this one blows my
Oh.
mind. Flashback. You remember that game?
Yeah, French made, right?
Yes. It was going to be a game based off of The Godfather.
Excuse me?
Yeah, excuse me, baking soda?
Yeah. How? How?
Initially envisioned as a game based on The Godfather, reimagined in a futuristic setting, shifted to an original sci-fi narrative, becoming critically acclaimed masterpiece. I would hardly say it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, you got to slow down there a bit.
Flashback is okay.
Yeah, it's fine for what it is. You know?
Almighty Santa has summoned it because I agree. Huh? Video games?
Video game.
Yeah, what the I had no idea. Never heard of that before. How many of these were there? 10. Yeah, 10. 10.
Big 10.
Big 10.
Big chungus.
Well, Bort went crazy here, but yeah. Games that almost killed their franchise from a YouTuber named Rocket Sloth.
What,
What-
anything popping out immediately at you?
Game that almost killed the franchise. See, here's the thing. I can think of several games that did kill their franchise. But trying to think of one that almost killed it is rough.
Resident Evil 6?
Actually, but it didn't kill. Yeah, maybe. The one that I'm thinking of is that remember that really edgy Bomberman on the Xbox?
On the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's not a Viking sloth. Okay. Metal Gear Survive. Wait a minute. Are you telling me this didn't kill the Metal Gear series?
Like, did they come out with anything after?
I don't seem to remember any Metal Gear games coming out other than re-releases.
Yeah, like new Metal Gear.
I think Survive, well, not only did it kill the Metal Gear series, but it pissed on its corpse. Halo Infinite. See, now I don't really know much about this because I have these games for Steam, and Infinite that's Halo 5. It's the only one that's not on Steam.
Oh.
You know, like 6 is coming to Steam, but for some reason you can't get Halo 5 on Steam. And I remember I asked about it once, and somebody said that like the people who made it are not super proud of it. Like it didn't really do that well, and I was like unaware of this. But I didn't know that it almost killed the franchise. But there you have it.
Just because it didn't do well doesn't mean it's bad. But I guess I think it's bad.
Dead Island Riptide and Dead Island Epidemic are on here. Yeah, Dead Island did not
played them.
Dead Island did not need or want spin-offs.
Okay.
Either do a sequel or just don't. That's my take on it.
Okay. I trust you.
This just says Microsoft Flight. Is that like one of the flight simulators or something? I don't quite.
Did they eventually just call it, like they tried to be all artsy and just call it Flight?
Maybe. I'm not aware of that. Fable the Journey. Talk about bad marketing on this one.
Was that the Kinect one?
Yes, it was the Kinect one.
Yeah.
And it made it... Okay, first of all, they're already taking kind of a mid-tier RPG series that isn't very well beloved and introducing this like Kinect game, and then it made it seem like it was basically an on-rails shooter based on the presentation that they gave, and they later said, no, it's not on-rails shooter. But it's like, well, then why didn't you show anything but literally that part of the game, you know?
It's not a bad idea. Like an on-rail shooter that uses Kinect. Okay, if it works.
Yeah, but connected to a like as a spin-off of like a grandiose open world RPG thing. No. Mass Effect Andromeda. So here's the thing. So they already had some controversy with Mass Effect 3. Nobody thought it was a poor game, but people really questioned the storytelling choices, especially
on the ending.
The ending, not really feeling like any of the choices you made really mattered all that much. But no matter how much you disagree with the narrative choices, you'd have to say it was still a solid game. And then Andromeda comes out, and it's a fucking mess.
Oh, bummer.
You know what I mean? It's just a fucking nightmare. Like, the graphics weren't even as good as the original Mass Effect. And yeah, I know, Alice, that they fixed it up a little bit with patches, but still, it's just like everybody's face looked like they were constantly surprised. And
is it like Cyberpunk 2077 where it starts out trash and then it got better with patches?
Maybe, I don't know. I think that, but there were a lot of things that they never fixed graphically. And it's like, I don't know, like BioWare were kind of known for being pretty good with facial expressions. And then to just do this thing where everybody looks like a Barbie doll is weird.
Yeah.
Silent Hill Book of Memories. Yeah, I could see how that would almost kill Silent Hill.
I only ever played 1 and 2, so gotta wash my hands with this one.
So from what I understand, that's all you need.
Oh, well, all right.
From what I understand, it was a pretty sharp drop-off after Silent Hill 2.
And then they just kept pumping them out.
Yeah. Metroid Other M, I feel like it may have been almost like a deliberate attempt to kill this series off. And I feel like every once in a while Nintendo tries to put the final nail in the Metroid coffin, whether it's Other M or Federation Force.
Well, Dread, yo.
Yeah, and like I said, and then you'll get something like Samus Returns or Dread that is really good. Because here's the thing, Nintendo doesn't fucking like Metroid. They've never liked it. It was Gunpei Yokoi's baby. Once they fired him, they didn't want anything to do with this series.
Maybe isn't it just that it did poorly in Japan, but it did gangbusters here?
Yes, that's part of it. But I'm saying they don't like it, and nobody in Japan really likes Metroid. I don't really understand the lack of appeal, but it is very popular in any country that's not Japan for some reason. And here's the thing: you give it to developers that really get what makes Metroid great, whether it's Retro Studios or Mercury Steam.
Yep.
And you get something like Metroid Prime or like Dread. You give it to Team Ninja? Not so much.
No.
Spyro the Dragon and Skylanders. I would say that this transformed the Spyro series into the Skylander series, and then it was unceremoniously killed off for no particular reason.
The whole toys, what do they call it? Toys to Life or Toys to Game or something like that?
Amiibos.
Basically pre-Amiibos.
Yeah, well, Amiibos part of like calling them Amiibos is like calling all video games a Nintendo, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And then XCOM 2 is on here. I don't know. I don't know. I would need June to give the XCOM lore, you know?
That series does intrigue me because it looks like something I could play because everybody kind of hangs back and lets you do decisions, and I can do that.
Well, it's like basically what if Civilization was about aliens?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which by the way, there is a game, Civilization Beyond Earth, but this is
Beyond Earth. Yeah.
But this is a little bit more like, I don't know, it's got like this kind of like Men in Black kind of vibe to it, you know. How many of these were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 7 out of 10. I'm gonna say.
I'm giving it a solid 8.
There you go. Okay, this is a list from Poindexter2291. Fantastic handle there. My top 10 hardest platinum trophies and their challenges. So basically, this guy is humble bragging a little bit. Like, these are the hard... Because it's not just these are like the hardest PlayStation platinum trophies to get. These are the hardest ones that I got.
Yes, I completed.
Yeah.
Me.
And so I'm going to tell you about all the cool platinums I have and how difficult it was to get them.
Acknowledge me, senpai.
Pretty much, right? Number 10 is Stardust Galaxy Warrior Stellar Climax. I've never heard of this game, but boy, does that sound like a mobile title.
Yeah.
The trophy that he highlights is Unbearable, which is beat the campaign with Black Bear on Iron Man preset. So basically, you have to complete the Iron Man mode without shields and bugs delayed trophy unlocks.
So hard. Got it.
Yeah, so hard and broken.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Batman Arkham Origins, which I like this
Arkham
game.
Organs.
It's Origin, but he pluralized it for some reason. The highlighted trophy, there's 2 of them, is I Am the Knight, which is completing the game on permadeath mode, and Predator Paragon, which is to perform 6 unique takedowns in 1 multiplayer match.
Oof.
The difficulty with any kind of multiplayer achievement is that the other people generally won't let you do what you're trying to do. Like, I remember
trying to do it too.
Yeah, when I was trying to platinum Mortal Kombat 9, like the one that like I really struggled with was to just get 5 grabs in an online match.
Okay.
And eventually I just found somebody who just like wasn't at the controller and just grabbed him 5 times. I was like, please just let me grab you 5 times. I'll let you win afterwards. Just, I just need the fucking trophy.
Let me play a little bit of grab ass and
Yeah.
you can beat me up.
Oh, God, that sounds so wrong. Number 8, Shadow of the Colossus. The trophy highlighted here is Sword of Dorman for completing all hard time attacks. Personally, I feel like, and I might be sounding like a gaming boomer or something here. I don't know, but I feel like having time attacks in Shadow of the Colossus is a fucking dick move.
Yeah, like it's already. I don't know. That makes it less fun, I'd say.
Not only that, but it's like you're supposed to kind of feel bad about what you're doing, but they're like, oh, well, here's a challenge. Yeah. Do that thing that makes you feel like shit quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck? Number 7 is Madden 15. The trophy highlighted here is the MUT challenge. Win the Super Bowl in Madden Ultimate Team, which basically that means that you have to build a team without spending any money.
Okay.
So in other words, you're going to be like, so this is sort of like you're the Bad News Bears,
The Mighty Wieners in
the Mighty
the Mutant League Hockey.
There you go. Number 6, Call of Duty World at War. The trophy highlighted here was War Hero for completing the game on veteran difficulty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did it. It ain't that fucking hard.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't.
I see your humble brag.
No, I'm saying it like I didn't 100% the game, but I didn't think that particular trophy was difficult.
All right.
So I don't know. Number 5 is Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and he's highlighted 2 trophies here. One is Personal Decorator for earning all campaign decorations, challenges, and accolades, and the other is For Real this time for completing the campaign on realistic difficulty. Yeah. So if you feel
want a medal, you want me to clap?
Well, okay, I need to highlight that this is actually fucking crazy. Because, okay, so veteran difficulty is just like the game's hard mode. Realistic difficulty means that if you get shot at any point, you die.
1-hit kill.
Yeah. So it's sort of like Rainbow Six in that sense, but turned up to 27 because it's Call of Duty.
Does that make it fun, though?
No. No, realistic difficulty is not fun in any way, shape, or form, but people wanted it, so they put it in there.
So fuck that.
You know what?
Nope.
I played the campaign. I played a whole shit ton of zombies mode, and that was about as far as it went.
My favorite thing about that series is that people have shortened it to COD Blops.
Yeah, COD Blops. Number 4, I don't understand how there's a Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Yep.
And I'm like, did I miss the 5th game at some point? I remember when they made a 4th one, and I was very annoyed with it because it was multiplayer only, and I'm like, how is it Black Ops 4 then if there's no like Black Ops if you're just shooting assholes on Xbox Live, I didn't quite understand that. Like, they just call it Call of Duty Online. How is it?
Maybe the 5th one was called like Redemption or something like that.
I mean, yeah, it's just weird, like, because Black Ops 3 had a really fucking good story, and then they announced a 4th game that doesn't have a story. And I'm like, well, but how is it a sequel to Black Ops then? I don't get that. And then now there's a Black Ops 6, and I'm like, well, was there a 5th one?
Like I said, maybe they just didn't put the number in it? I don't know.
Maybe. I think I remember something about there being a Cold War game. Number 4 is Killzone 2. He has highlighted 2 trophies: Elite Trooper for completing the game on Elite difficulty, and Valor Grand Cross for achieve a weekly online top 1% rank. I look, once again, anything to competitive online. Everybody's trying to get that achievement.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be the 1%. Am I right?
Exactly. Moogle saying maybe it's like a Leisure Suit Larry thing. How they skipped one of the numbers on purpose as a joke.
Yeah, the missing floppies or something like that.
Number 3.
I think that's what they called it.
Number 3 is Max Payne. Well, actually, the joke was the guy said, whatever part 4 or 5 or whatever. I think it was 5. He's like, there'll never be a part 5 because he was saying he was done with the series. Mm-hmm. But then he made another one, so to not make himself a liar, he called it like part 6 or whatever.
Yep.
Max Payne 3, the highlighted trophy is The Shadows Rushed Me for completing New York Minute Hardcore mode. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like some kind of crazy speedrunning thing.
Yeah. Well,
actually, wait. It's worse than that. You have to complete the entire game in one sitting without dying.
All right. Well, saddle up.
It's kind of a longer title too. Number 2 is Injustice. And there's 3 trophies highlighted here. Impossible for defeating 24 opponents with 1 health bar. Ultimate Battler for completing 20 unique battle mode events. And All-Star for earning all 720 stars in the Star Labs missions.
Dude, that's too much.
You know, I like NetherRealm Studios games in general. I like the way that they approach fighting games and the way that they feel and the story modes and everything. But there is a certain aspect that started with this game about it becoming a grind.
Ugh.
And it got really, really bad, specifically in Mortal Kombat 11, because Mortal Kombat 11 was, at launch at least, was extremely fucking grindy. And
I don't like this already.
They fixed it after like a week or 2, and it became much more tolerable to grind out rewards and stuff like that. But they could have just dialed it back. You know what I mean? But basically, they took away all this stuff from Mortal Kombat 1, and it kind of feels like, damn, we want the crypt back. We just don't want it to be a grind, you know?
Just make it like a couple of cool things, you know?
I think that like Mortal Kombat 11 had the right idea. It wasn't balanced right.
Okay.
They fixed it, though. Number 1 is the Elder Scrolls Online. Any MMO is going to be a difficult... Yes, but a difficult bitch and a half, 8 bitches and a bitch boat to platinum. And the highlighted trophy here is Emperor for becoming the Emperor of Cyrodiil.
Hey, wait, how do you do that?
You have to dominate PvP leaderboards while your alliance controls all key keeps. And it requires about 800 hours of gameplay to do this.
Nope. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, it's a real humble brag out of 10, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it honestly, some of these sound really bad. The one that, honestly, I thought the Call of Duty World at War 1 didn't sound that bad. Or at least, I mean, maybe platinuming it is difficult, but that wasn't the trophy to... Like, beating it on Veteran is not that fucking hard.
I'm giving this a 3 out of 10 because I really don't like the concept of the list.
I
like the 3 is the congratulations.
I'm going to give it a 5. I like the concept of a list highlighting difficult platinums, but not the way that it's framed. Like, these are the hardest ones that I've done. Look at how amazing I am.
The jerking off is
yeah. I mean, you're kind of jerking off.
Jerking off, you jerk off.
Moogle has sent me from Den of Geek the 25 best video game villains ever.
Avar.
Who do you think is the...
We're going to see a lot of familiar faces.
I would hope so. Who do you think is the greatest video game villain ever?
Come on, man. Like, I don't know. Is it going to be something like Bowser, Ganon, Kafka... Sephiroth.
I mean, you're just naming a whole bunch of different. Like, who do you think? Like, I mean, honestly, I would give it to Kafka.
You think so?
Because Alice is saying Ronald Reagan.
Ronnie.
The reason that I would say Kafka is because you just love to hate him.
By the end of the game, you know he has to die.
Yeah, he has to die. Like, there's no moral quandary here. You know what I mean? He is the quintessential villain. All right.
Represents evil.
Yeah. Well, starting off with number 25 is a game I haven't played. So, Lionel Starkweather, who's the villain in Manhunt. So I'm not
Hunting Man.
I don't know the guy. So number 24.
I like the name, though, Starkweather.
Yeah, it's a cool. It's like a Bond villain, right? Wayne has played. He's the guy was scummy. Number 24. This is contentious. Magus and Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, well, while we think of him as evil, maybe before he does, the thing that he does,
or might do,
potentially.
Yeah, he's
anti-hero.
He is an anti-hero or an anti-villain, perhaps. I feel like, I mean, obviously the overall villain is Lavos, but also Lavos is a sea urchin. For most of the game, he's a sea urchin. You don't see his true form till the end.
And his true form is like, huh?
Yeah, it's like, whoa. I don't think like Chrono Trigger isn't really a villain story, so that's kind of like where I'm coming. Like if you were to say Chrono Cross and make it Link's, I could totally get behind that. But Chrono Trigger's not a villain story.
No, it's about the characters and the time
It's a
travel.
hero story. Number 23 is The Player in Tyranny.
I don't know that.
Well, it's a game where you're the bad guy, so there you go.
Well, if you're a tyrant.
Yeah, Tyranny, yeah. Number 22 is General Shepard in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This fucking piece of shit, man. I couldn't wait for the third game to come out so I can kill this guy.
I don't play these war
games. My god! Actually, wait, no, you do kill him at the end of 2. It's the
Spoilers.
Other. Yeah, you do kill him at the end of 2.
I was gonna play that.
No, you weren't. It was it was the other guy, the Russian dude. You kill in 3. General Shepard seems like he's the good guy until he suddenly just fucking betrays you out of nowhere, and it's pretty horrifying because you're playing as a character that he murdered, so he basically kills you, and it's all in first person and everything,
Whoa.
And you get into a knife fight with him at the end. It's pretty fucking cool.
Oh.
Yeah,
Did he do a sword fight?
Yeah, his whole thing was like, let's keep the war going, kind of.
Oh, because you can profit.
Exactly. Yeah. Number 21 is Ridley. Yeah, Ridley is other M aside.
Yeah, agreed.
He keeps coming back. I will agree with a lot of people though that it got a little tiresome with Ridley after a while. There wasn't any reason for him to be in Samus Returns, especially shoehorning him in as a final boss.
Yeah, it felt forced. But you know what? It was a cool fight.
It was a cool fight that was like way harder than the rest of the game.
Ridley's not too big.
Yeah, he's not too big. It felt like, it was way harder than the rest of the game, but that also seems to be Mercury Steam's MO for Metroid. Because, you get to the end of Dread and what's his name? That's like Samus's father. He's like, why is this guy so difficult?
Yeah. And he has really cool music.
Yeah. I liked Dread, though. It was like the one game that didn't trot out Ridley. We got Kraid instead. Like, all right, give my boy Kraid a little bit of love here.
And I really like the ending to Dread. Like, it just is so good.
Number 20, it's, you know what? It's not my favorite Metroid game, but it came damn close. It came damn close. I put it at like my second favorite. Like, I'm sorry, Fusion is still King of the Hill for me.
Fusion's pretty good.
Fusion is King of the Hill. It's like Fusion and then Dread and then like Super Metroid. Those are like the top 3 for me.
Wow. Okay.
Number 20 is the Elusive Man from Mass Effect. I mean, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that they modeled him after Mitt Romney is pretty fucking amazing, right? Like, you just look at him.
Uncle Mitt.
You're like, why is Mitt Romney in Mass Effect? That's so fucking weird.
Well,
okay, number 19 is Baldur from God of War. I don't think that any of the characters that you're fighting in God of War are the villain.
Now, is this list his best villain or most evil villain or worst?
I mean, it's just best is what it says.
Best
ever. Number 18 is Stephen Armstrong from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Yeah, like this fucking swole politician I mean, it's just such a weird comic booky sort of idea, like.
Did you play through all of Revengeance?
I know I've never played this, but
it is a fun game.
It does look like a dope game, but I have never played this one. But yeah,
Just hack and
no, I mean
slash,
I've watched streams of it. So,
Okay.
Number 17 is Andrew Ryan from BioShock. See,
Oh,
Alice.
Yes.
See, Alice Ronald Reagan did make it onto the list.
Oh my God. Okay, I see where you're going.
You
Would
know,
you kindly?
this is a guy who had these ideals that were not super great to begin with, and then he betrays his own ideals anyway. So he's just sort of a piece of shit on every level.
Mm-hmm.
He dies halfway through the first game, and yet his fucking specter haunts the whole rest of the game and the sequel.
And this, I was just gonna say.
Number 16 is the Master from the original Fallout.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. It's basically Arnim Zola, right?
Sure.
Kind of. Well, it's like Arnim Zola by way of David Cronenberg.
Okay, I can see the style there.
Okay, here's a good number 15 is Shang Tsung from the Mortal Kombat series. Now,
All of it? Okay.
Yeah, what's interesting is that it seemed like they sort of shifted away from him for a while. That because they, starting even with Mortal Kombat 2, they introduced Shao Kahn, and that he's sort of like the dragon to Shao Kahn,
but he's still kind of skeezy.
Yeah.
Scummy.
And then like Shinnok and Onaga and all this, and then Deadly Alliance, he's sort of sharing the spotlight with Quan Chi. But recently, and starting with Mortal Kombat 11's story DLC, they made a real turn towards Shang Tsung as the villain.
I really like what they did in 1, where he's like he's just like this like.
He's just
what do you
some
call him?
fucking. He's a schmuck. He's a
snake
literal snake. But then he discovers what he was in all these other timelines, and it's just crazy.
And just the light turns on.
And Ed Boon described that he really wants the series to be about Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung. And yeah, they got away from those two characters where they even killed off Liu Kang for a while, and he was a zombie. Zombie Kang happened. But yeah, no, they've really come back to that idea, and yeah, the last couple of Mortal Kombats have been really great. Number 14 is Micah Bell from Red Dead Redemption 2, which I haven't played, but I do understand that this guy is a complete fucking piece of shit.
Who is he related to you at all, or anything?
I don't believe so.
Just a bad guy with a gun.
Well, I mean, he's a little bit more than that, but yeah. Yeah, Alice says he's pure scum. Number 13 is Tim in Braid. Yeah. I mean, like it's a hard thing to just realize that you're the bad guy,
And
in Braid.
What's the full realization of the story?
And then there's the layers to it, like the princess and everything, like in the night. And it seems like you're rescuing her, but then when the events play out in a different way, you realize that he's rescuing her from you. And then there's the whole allegory of it, of being about the atomic bomb and shit like that. Yeah, so
what it all represents.
And by the way, for people who insist that it's not an allegory and that the princess is not the bomb, I can tell you that there is a way in the final level to clip yourself up to where she is. And if you do that, if you touch her, there is a nuclear explosion and the game ends.
Oh, wow, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's an instant... you just hear a big boom, there's a white flash, and the game fucking ends.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can't turn back time now.
Yeah. If I could turn back time. Number 12 is Frau Engel from the Wolfenstein game. Oh my god, I couldn't wait to kill her.
Yeah.
She is
really?
So evil. Oh my god, when she finally got hers, I was just like, God, finally.
That's how you know it's a good villain.
Yeah, she was so pure evil. I loved having her as a villain. Fantastic, Frau Engel. Number 11 is Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. Well, okay, so we're getting into allegory again. But it works, like Pyramid Head. All the monsters in Silent Hill, representing our fears,
Yeah.
and our personality
manifest-
flaws. You know,
Manifest
yeah.
reality.
Number 10 is Handsome Jack from Borderlands. I have a bunch of these games. I haven't played them, but I'm pretty familiar with the character. And yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, from what I know, yeah.
Number 9 is Dracula from the Castlevania series.
Heard of him.
Yeah.
Probably not a nice guy.
Well,
Gentlemanly.
Depends on which game you're playing. There's a few of them where you're playing as Dracula.
Yeah, is there any game where Dracula's like a Slavian, just kind of dirtbag type?
He's just a shithead.
Yeah, like it's just a total shit.
No, I can't think of any.
He's
that are
always,
like
always
that.
dressed so nice. He
Yeah.
always speaks so eloquently.
Yeah.
I want to see one where he's just like, "Hey, come on in. I'm watching girls mud wrestle."
Watching Jello wrestling on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Dracula's really cool. There are a few games where you are playing as Dracula in one way or another, whether it's Soma Cruz or Gabriel Belmont or whatever. But
Lords of
yeah. Which I probably shouldn't say that because I am streaming it on weekends, and maybe some people don't know that.
Well.
But just redact that. Number 8 is Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil series. What's interesting is that
annoying.
he was introduced in the first game as just sort of this like vaguely asshole-ish cop that turns out to be working for Umbrella, and then he became like a supervillain.
Yeah, in the first one he just looks like an asshole.
Yeah. Okay, so in the movie series,
Yeah.
they did a bunch of these, and I remember when I did like all those video game movie reviews, and I reviewed Resident Evil, like the first 4 of them up to Afterlife, and I hadn't seen the ones beyond that. But more recently I've watched the 5th and 6th films, right? And all I can say is that Resident Evil, the final chapter, which was the 6th one, is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's in theaters.
It's so bad because they had this, I don't know if it's a fetish or what, where the camera never stayed in one shot for longer than like maybe 4 seconds.
No, it made you dizzy.
Yeah, and there's a scene of Wesker walking down 3 stairs, and it's like 5 camera angles. And I'm just like, this movie is making me dizzy. I hate it. But here's the weird thing, is that I was fully convinced watching this that Wesker was CGI.
Oh, no.
Turns out he wasn't. But I'm like looking at him like, why does he look fake?
Maybe because you're only getting half-second shots all the time. So you're like, wait, is he...
Well, we came to the conclusion that it's the lighting and his makeup that made him look like an uncanny valley sort of character.
Like a plastic Barbie doll type.
Yeah. Number 7 is Vas Montenegro from Far Cry 3. This guy lifted this series out of obscurity.
Really did.
Yeah. And then, like this guy, it's funny because the guy who played him, Michael Mando, wasn't really famous. He was more of a singer than anything. And they modeled the character to look like the actor. And suddenly this guy became like really famous, and he's in all these movies and shows and shit. So it just show you one good performance can really turn it around,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Number 6 is Shodan from System Shock. Yeah, I mean, if for anybody who doesn't know, like Shodan and System Shock, just imagine if in Portal, the what do you call that AI in Portal? That's like the villain.
GLaDOS?
GLaDOS. Imagine GLaDOS, but without all the memes and the humor. Just fucking scary. Like serious GLaDOS.
Yeah, like you suck out the humor.
Yeah.
Just straight up evil.
Yeah. Number 5 is Arthas Menethil from the Warcraft series.
I think I don't know much about Warcraft.
Well, he's the Lich King.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, he's the Lich King.
Liches be bad.
He's the Lich. Because do you remember how World of Warcraft had like all these expansions? I remember the first expansion was Wrath of the Lich
King. I remember hearing about that.
I didn't know much about the guy. I remember when Death Battle did a thing where he fought Sauron. And I remember I usually just skip to the battle, but I had to watch the whole thing because I have no idea who this guy is. because I reacted to it on stream. So I was like, I don't really know much about this guy, and people were saying, well, he's a necromancer, and I'm like, well, I guess so is Sauron, so it works out. But, yeah. Number 4 is Bowser. Yeah.
Here we go.
You know, I mean, it's funny because you have this thing where he's like pure evil in some games, and in some games he's just kind of a jerk.
Yeah, I mean, even in Odyssey, all he wants to do is marry Peach, which is bad.
Yeah.
Well, marry
actually,
Peach,
I think
that's his end game.
Or how about in Galaxy where he really wasn't doing anything all that bad?
No, he was just like, they're just hanging out.
He's just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to create a new universe? And Mario's just like, not on my fucking watch. How about that at the end of Mario Galaxy 2, Bowser basically wins? I thought that was kind of cool.
It was a pretty cool fight. I'll give you that.
Oh, the fight was great. But yeah, no, but like they've explained that, like, yeah, all these characters basically are just playing whatever roles for the game that they're in. So yes, sometimes Bowser's pure evil, sometimes he's just a jerk, and sometimes they're in go-karts.
Yeah, sometimes they're playing tennis and Mario partying.
Yeah. Number 3 is GLaDOS. There you have it. We just mentioned GLaDOS. Number 2 is Kefka.
Number 2.
So wait, who's number 1? Before I scroll it down, it better not be fucking Sephiroth. I'll be pissed. If it's Sephiroth, I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah, me too.
I could see him being on the list, but not a number 1.
But Kefka, I get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Number 1. Oh, it's Ganon. Okay. All right. I can respect Ganon as number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. He's always got the same motivation, but he paints it in a different light every time.
Yeah, no, I could respect Ganon being number 1. Okay.
Kind of weird when he fused with that guy obsessed with paintings for a game.
Hey, look, they did. Oh, Yuga.
Yuga, yeah.
Yeah. That was some weird shit. But it was like one of my favorite games though in the series. Out of I would have made this list so different, but I respect it. Out of 25, I'll give it 20. Like I said, I would have had some other characters on here, but not, and maybe not some of these from games that I really haven't played, obviously. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just that the person who made this has a different set of experiences.
Yeah, you can only list what you know. I'll go with your 20. I'll see your 20.
I'll see you 20 and raise these nuts.
Got him.
All right, Moogle also sent me a list from CBR. Oh no, I feel like this is basically the same list. Just I think this is going to be the Temu version because it's CBR.
CBR.
It's CBR.com. They're not known for great lists. 10 most iconic video game villains. So this is interesting. We're not talking about best, but most iconic.
Iconic.
Yeah. So this is the list that Sephiroth would be on.
Yeah.
Number 10 is Ridley. Yep, there we go.
Yeah. Pretty much the icon for the series.
Number 9 is M. Bison. It's kind of interesting because, like, if you look at the Street Fighter series, they have kind of tried to have a different villain in each, like, numbered Street Fighter, but they kind of keep coming back to Bison anyway. Yeah,
like, when you think Street Fighter, you think M. Bison as the villain. So
yeah, because like Street Fighter 1, it's Sagat. It's Street Fighter 2. He's not even a villain. He's just like the last guy in the tournament he's not doing anything wrong. Mm-hmm. But then they introduce the whole story. Sagat's like the first villain. Street Fighter 3. Okay, now you have Gil. It's something completely different. Street Fighter 4 introduces us to Seth, but Seth is just picking up the pieces that M. Bison dropped.
Mm.
Street Fighter 5, guess what? It's M. Bison again.
Hey.
And then Street Fighter 6 introduces this new villain, JP, but then with the new DLC, Bison's back, so,
Hey, Bison's back, baby.
Yeah. Or at least a guy that people think is Bison, Number 8 is the Pac-Man ghosts. Yeah, I would say that makes sense. They are iconic.
That is iconic, yeah. When you think video games, they can come to mind.
Blinky, Inky, Winky, and Clyde.
Inky, thank you.
Number 7, GLaDOS, of course.
Yep,
we know all the memes. Number 6 is the Joker, but specifically the Arkham series Joker.
Okay.
Oh, you know very well, Bats. There's plenty wrong with me.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
I mean, they got Mark Hamill, so there you go. I mean, if you're going to do the Joker and you're going to get Mark Hamill to play him, you're going to get a very memorable experience.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 is Andrew Ryan, is also on this list. See, now here's the thing. I think he belongs on the best villains list. I'm not so sure he belongs on the most iconic video games list.
Because, I mean, his presence technically resonates through the series, but I don't know about
So for iconic, if you showed the picture of these characters to somebody that doesn't know, like they're probably going to know Bison. They're probably going to know Ridley from like Smash Brothers. They're definitely going to know the Pac-Man ghost. You know what I mean? Obviously the Joker.
Video games.
Yeah. Or maybe but Andrew Ryan is just some fucking guy with a mustache. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just got crazy
like
ideals.
if you've never played BioShock, you have no idea who he is. Number 4 is Sephiroth. There we go.
Yeah, I get it.
Number 3 is Ganon.
Yep.
So what do we? Yeah. Robotnik and Bowser. Yep, that's what I figured.
Yep. Your staples.
I basically have no arguments here except for Andrew Ryan. I would say
I can see you on this.
It's a straight up 9 out of 10 because of Andrew Ryan.
He's a good villain, but as for iconic, there's got to be other ones.
Yeah, I mean that could have been Dracula.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I guess if they're gonna do Joker, they could also do Dracula.
Yeah, it could have been Dracula. Like specifically the Castlevania Dracula.
Well, of course.
Okay. No,
the Drax Night Out Dracula.
No, with the Reebok sneakers, right? Okay, so here's a list from Moogle that he wrote.
Hey, we like this.
10 movies that defined his childhood, not ranked in order. Yeah, we know about Robin Hood, but what else? Right?
Hey, that's one of my favorite Disney movies, actually.
Well, for Moogle, it was his whole fucking awakening, I think. But, yeah, okay, so...
that's on you, man.
Yeah, Star Wars is number 10.
Star Wars.
Yeah, totally, get it. Number 9 is Robin Hood. I could tell it's not in order, because otherwise he'd have this at number 1. Number 8 is The Secret of Nim. I'm seeing a theme here.
That is a great movie, though. It scared me a little bit as a kid.
Number 7, continuing with this theme, All Dogs Go to Heaven. Just a lot of talking animal stuff. Not surprised. Although then we get to number 6, which is Gremlins.
Well, talking animals still.
Bright lights. Number 5 is The Rescuers Down Under. Really, The Rescuers Down Under, not the first one. Okay.
I prefer Down Under to the original. I know, blasphemy, but I like it. Yeah.
Interesting. The Land Before Time is on here.
With Littlefoot.
You never wanted to eat a leaf more than when you watched that fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
Then The Empire Strikes Back is on here. I think you could have just put the Star Wars trilogy. You know?
Yeah.
An American Tale, and at number 1, not that they're in order, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
the first one?
That still holds up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That movie still holds up. It's still good. Yeah. Yeah, I
He's claustrophobic. I've never even
looked at another guy. I mean, this is exactly the list that I thought it was going to be.
It seems appropriate for Moogle.
It's so appropriate.
We'll never fault.
It's so appropriate. Oh my God, Flower! I love the new. I had so many of the action figures. I had like this whole fucking bag of them. And I wound up giving them all to my nephews, you know. So, but yeah, no, I was a big Ninja Turtles fan. And that first movie, really, the sequel's not so much. Yeah, the sequel's not so much, but the first Ninja Turtles movie really holds up. Yeah, 10 out of 10. This is full Moog. Yep. You never go full Moog except when you go full Moog.
It's a full 10 Moogs at a Moog.
Oh my God, he's got a whole list of honorable mentions. I didn't even see. There's more honorable mentions than there are on the list.
Oh.
I'll just roll through it really quick. Balto, the first 3 Dragon Ball Z movies, The Rescuers, Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation, The Snowman, Disney's Hercules, Clash of the Titans, American Tail 2, Fievel Goes West.
Fievel Goes West.
The second Ninja Turtles movie, that one kind of sucked, but whatever. The Great Mouse Detective.
We loved it as kids.
That is true, yeah. It doesn't hold up, though. DuckTales, the movie, and Gremlins 2, so yeah.
I prefer Gremlins 2 over the original. It's just so cynical. I love it.
They're so different that I can't compare them. They're very different films. I think it's sort of like going from the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre into the second, where it's like, how do you follow up a movie like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is kind of a masterpiece. They're like,
Introduce the family.
let's make it satire,
Yeah.
So they, and that's what they did with Gremlins. They took this cool sort of family friendly horror movie that, and then there's how do you make a sequel to that? Satire.
Dante didn't even want to make it.
Yeah, but they made it a satire and it worked.
Yeah.
Here's one from Alice. This is from mentalfloss.com. I always enjoy when we get Mental Floss lists because I feel like we always learn something.
Oh, I like that.
7 words we rarely or never use without their prefixes.
Okay.
Okay, the first thing I think of is like underwhelmed and overwhelmed. Nobody ever talks about being whelmed.
I've made that joke before.
Yeah. I mean, that was the entirety of Dick Grayson's humor in the Young Justice cartoons. All right, so let's see. The first of which is disgruntled. You can be gruntled. It means to be satisfied, pleased.
I think Kevin Nealon made a joke about that on Weekend Update.
Oh
before.
God. But we generally just say disgruntled. Nobody ever talks about being gruntled. Disturb is a good one. Do you ever talk about being turbed?
What is it to turb?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, disturb means to not turb. Right?
But does it, or is disturb its own unique word?
No, it is not its own unique word. So, turb is it says it here. It says the word was borrowed from Middle English from the Old French disturber, which came from the Latin disturbare. Like disgruntled, the dis is functioning as an intensifier. Turbare is Latin for to disorder or disturb. So adding dis basically makes it to utterly disorder or disturb. So it's like flammable and inflammable.
Oh.
It doesn't change its meaning. What a country! It doesn't change its meaning. Innocent. Are you ever nocent?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nocent means guilty, so innocent, not guilty.
No scent.
Nonplussed is a fun one because we never really talk about being plussed.
That's true.
And
I'll say nonplussed. I've never said plussed.
And I think what's interesting is that nonplussed is a word that most people are using incorrectly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Teach me.
Well, nonplussed means that you are perplexed or confounded. But some people use it as the opposite of that for some reason. That you're unfazed or unimpressed. So if you're using it to be unfazed or unimpressed, you're technically using it wrong. It's supposed to mean that you're perplexed or confounded.
I've usually used it to, if ever in a situation, my only response is, huh.
Huh, yeah. Overwhelmed, we just talked about this. You're overwhelmed, you're underwhelmed, but you can also be whelmed.
Like just feeling exactly the same?
Yeah. Well, whelm actually originally meant to overturn or capsize.
Oh.
So overwhelm is like sort of an intense version of that. You know what I mean? And then underwhelm and then underwhelm is sort of like, well, you've tipped the boat over, but it's kind of not a big deal. I can just get it right back in the, you know what I mean?
If you just keep tipping it, it'll eventually.
Yeah. Okay, here's a good one. Repeat. We never talk about peating. Yeah.
Excuse me, can you peat that?
Yeah. Can you peat that? No, but I could repeat it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Unkempt. Yeah, you never really say that somebody who's like, well put together is kempt.
Yeah, he's looking very kempt.
But what's interesting is that kempt is derived from kem, which is a verb that means to comb.
To comb. Okay.
So then
understand.
Well kempt was having carefully uncombed hair. That's sort of the Germanic root of it. That became unkempt later on. Oh, that was the last one. That was fun though. I said, I always feel like we learn something when we get lists from Mental Floss. We'll give it a 7 out of 7. No problems there.
I like that. Yeah, 7 out of 7. Even though I knew some of it still.
And our final list for the day is also going to be from Mental Floss.
Excellent.
And it's also submitted by Alice. It is the 6 downsides of human evolution.
Oh shit.
So, with billions of years to get to where we are, but some things maybe haven't gone so great in terms of how we've
Along
developed.
The way.
Yeah. The first thing listed on here is that We have back pain. And the reason that we have back pain is because we walk on 2 feet. And I actually remember learning about this from a teacher in high school, is that he said like one of the worst things that happened to man's ancestors is bipedalism. And it kind of fucks up our whole shit, you know?
I guess. I like walking on 2 feet.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but here's the thing. You've never really experienced walking on 4 feet.
Well, you do at first.
Yeah. Well, no, but you don't really have 4 feet. You're crawling. You know,
Yeah,
you're not
you know
walking.
what I mean.
You know, there's a difference.
I'm
The
giving
next
you shit.
the next thing is that our feet are really not made for what we use them for. Our feet are really shitty feet, in other words.
Yeah.
You know, there's a, you know, and what's interesting is that, like, as a people, we've sort of fucked up the idea of what works and what doesn't work. Like, they used to not let people in the army, for example, if they had flat feet. That was like a disqualifier.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out it's better to have flat feet.
Really?
Yeah. It's a lot better.
Because...
You know what? I don't have the source in front of me, but I read about this like a long time ago on the internet, and it basically explained that, yeah, especially like in a combat situation, having arches doesn't help.
So thumbs up for fallen arches.
Yeah. The next one is just anything to do with childbirth. Humans have like probably the most difficult childbirth. I mean, if you think about like the amount of pain that the mother goes through, and then the fact that you're basically giving birth to this helpless, screaming, you know, shitlord. You know, I mean, think about a giraffe, right? Giraffes give birth, the baby has to fall like 4 feet, and then it gets up and starts walking right away.
And yet you leave a baby on its own, it's dead.
Yeah, pretty much. They like, I forgot how to breathe.
Yeah.
So that's one. Oh, here's a good one. The way that we crave unhealthy food.
Ooh, true.
There's,
we've discovered certain
for some reason,
ingredients.
sugar is incredibly addictive.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't need to be, but it is.
No, natural sugar. You can eat an apple and not have to crave another one.
We don't cope well with mental illnesses.
No. Well, we're trying.
We're
trying.
To be fair, most animals don't cope well with mental illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna say that there. I mean, I think more animals die from stress than people. Just saying. Wisdom teeth.
A wisdom tree? No,
Wisdom. No, I said teeth. Wisdom teeth.
Wisdom teeth. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I still
Completely.
have all of mine.
Completely useless. I only have one because I guess I just only have one.
Okay. Wisdom tooth.
Yeah. It has something to do with the size of our brain, which changed the shape of our face over time, and so our jaw became narrower, and there's not room for these teeth that are coming in, and sometimes that causes some problems. So there you have it. Interesting. Yeah, all those things suck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never experienced giving birth to a human being, nor do I plan to, but, you know. Funny thing, my sister called me up once. She was upset with her kids, you know. They were being shits. Yeah. And she says to me, John, you got to promise something, you know. I know you're a guy and everything, but in this modern world, anything is possible. So if you become a woman, please don't ever have kids. I was like, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I kind of like being a dude, but out of 6, yeah, I'll give it a 6. It was interesting.
I'm giving it a 6.
You thought Moogle also thought I was going to say wisdom tree.
See, I told you.
Like if we were doing a video game list, maybe, but this is
Color
about
dreams.
Color dreams. Wisdom tree. You know what's funny is that the whole wisdom tree thing came from a joke.
Oh, really?
Well, because Color Dreams was doing really poorly due to the fact that Nintendo was putting the screws to the retailers, saying if you carry unlicensed games, we're no longer going to do business with you.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the retailers cut off companies like Wisdom Tree, well, like Color Dreams, and because, you know, like all these stores wouldn't sell their games because they couldn't afford not to have Nintendo games there. You know, like I mentioned, like, do you have the new Mario game? No, but we have Sunday Fun Day. You know, that kind of, it's not going to work out. You know, they're like, all right, I'm going somewhere else. So they said that how do we get past that? How do we
Menace Beach.
Yeah, Menace
Sorry.
Beach. Yeah,
I just
how
had
do
to
we?
say that.
Yeah, Menace Beach. How do we get past that? How do we find a route to sell our games without going through these retailers? And I mean, in these days, it would just be like, you know, it would be like Steam or something, you know,
Exactly.
or you know,
Independent.
yeah. But back then you had to sell in a brick and mortar store. I mean, you could sell catalogs, but that's not going to make a lot of money.
No.
So yeah, somebody as a joke said, "What if we made Christian games and sold them in like Christian bookstores?" And they fucking went with it. And the funny thing is, the people that made those games were not Christians.
Oh, that's funny.
Not a single one of
that.
them. Not a single. They had people that they hired who were Christians just to like look over all this like Bible shit and like put like
the scripture in there.
Yeah, to put it in there exactly to tell them what to do. But basically, like all the programmers and everything, the people that were actually involved with it, because a lot of those games were like reskinned Color Dreams games anyway.
Yeah. Well,
But-
there's Spiritual Warfare, which is reskinned Zelda.
Well, I mean, it wasn't reskinned, but it was a Zelda-ish game.
Zelda clone. yeah.
Not one of their better games too.
I agree.
Bible Buffet was also fun, but I couldn't figure out what was related to the Bible in it. It was just like Candyland, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, no Sandy Peterson. Oh, Sandy Peterson's funny. He's a funny fucker. Because he's a Mormon and he came to work at id Software, and when they found out he was a Mormon, they were kind of like, "And you're working here?" And he's just sort of like, "Well, why not?" And they're like, "Well, don't you think this is like demonic with all the hell and the demons and everything?" And he goes, "That's not real."
It's a video game.
He says it's like a cartoon, and he says, "Besides, they're the bad guys. You're shooting them." You
yeah,
know,
if anything, you're doing
yeah.
the Lord's work.
Yeah,
Boom.
exactly. Yeah, so like Doom has got to be like the most Christian game ever, right?
Hey, there you go.
Although I guess you do kill God in one of them, but anyway, that was a whole thing. But what's funny is that they were like, "Well, you're not like a card carrying Mormon, right?" And he fucking whips out his wallet and he has like the actual card.
Get out of here.
Like, I didn't know that was a thing.
Probably got the underwear.
That's the next thing they asked. Well, it's not like you wear the magic underwear. And he said he just smiled at them and they knew.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, he wears that.
I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah. Well, they don't wear it outside of the house. It's for home life,
yeah.
that special underwear. But yeah, no, it's just funny that they had all these preconceived notions of what a Mormon would be like, and then they meet Sandy Peterson and he's just like the most chill fucking guy. But now he's a bit of a wanker now.
Oh, really?
Because he kind of makes it he kind of overinflates his own importance.
Oh, okay.
And like he basically like if you look at him on Twitter now, he basically comes off like he invented Doom.
Okay.
You know what I
easy,
mean? You know what I mean? Like he was the guy that came up with all these cool ideas that you love, and then John Romero come in like, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny is that John Romero actually has this condition where he cannot forget anything.
Oh, is that a bad thing?
Well, they used to call it photographic memory.
Yeah.
But there's a different term for it now because it's actually like kind of a problem. Your mind gets really cluttered after a while. But somebody asked him, like, is this true? And he's like, it is true. I am unable to forget anything. So like when he tells you like how things used to be, he's telling the truth because, I mean, he's not a liar, obviously, but like it's funny because like when he's calling out Sandy Peterson on Twitter, he doesn't say you're a liar. He says you're remembering things wrong. Because like despite some of the weirdness, there it is, hyperthymesia, WT said.
Whoa.
Okay, that's what it's called. And WT also has the same thing. So anything you say in front of WT is not going to be forgotten. He will remember.
I probably have hypothymesia. I can't remember a goddamn thing.
Hypothymesia. Nice.
I don't remember. What did I do yesterday? Please, somebody tell me.
But there's a reason that we forget things, and it's just so you don't bogged down with useless information like what you ate for dinner 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you should
Probably
remember.
pizza.
You should you should remember meals that are significant, that you had a good conversation, or maybe it was the best meal of your life, or the worst meal of your life, or whatever. But you shouldn't remember every time you had chicken nuggets. You know, it's like, yeah.
Mm.
So it requires some and WT's kind of going into detail here. It requires a bit of like a discipline to sort of like order your thoughts, you know. But yeah, I actually have a great deal of respect for John Romero. He fucked up with the whole Daikatana thing and Ion Studios and everything.
I am not his bitch.
You know, he didn't come up with that. So
Yeah, well.
one of his marketing guys came up with it. They brought him the ad, and he looked at it, and he had his reservations. He put his hand on the thing, and he said, "Are you sure about this?" And they said, "Trust me, it's going to go over really well." And he said, "Okay." And he signed off on it, and it went over like a lead balloon. I mean, look, if the game turned out to be awesome, people would have forgiven that. I can think of loads of great games that had terrible fucking ads.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, that should be a list, right? Good games that had bad ads, right?
I want this
Good
now.
games of bad... Somebody make this happen. Good games of bad marketing.
Yeah,
That needs to be a thing, right?
Yes, please. For me,
I mean,
for my
look,
sake.
I have 2 words for you. Zelda rap.
Oh, yeah. What was that? Link's Awakening?
That's the one. That was the one that we had that had the guy rapping about Zelda. There was one in Japan too for Link to the Past.
Link to the Zelda.
Yeah, and those like dancing girls that were all dressed as Link. I don't know if you ever seen the visual of that. It's amazing.
The Japanese one, yeah, I think that's kind of cool.
It's so weird though. Like
it is really weird.
You know, with this weird hip hop shit that wasn't very good. You know, but whatever. You know. But yeah, it's just, you know, that would be a great list. Somebody make this happen. If we could,
the original Legend of Zelda actually comes to mind with the rap.
Oh God, Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad, you know.
Yes.
I remember more. There was like a spoof version that somebody made. It was like, you know, there's a lot of fucking things you can kill with a sword. This nerd sits next to me, thinks he's my friend, yo, but I'm gonna beat his ass and steal his Nintendo.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's on YouTube. As like the band Zelda commercial, but it's really just a spoof. And we're like, whoa, look at this fucking graphics, man! That game looks sick. You know, in The Legend of Zelda, your parents help you hook it up.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's been 3 Zelda raps.
Wow.
You know, 3 good games with really weird marketing. I think the first one we can forgive because it was like the 80s and everybody was doing rap.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like the new thing, and people didn't think, well, maybe we should do it well. Like, maybe we should, you know, look at what makes the guys that are really good at it. And they're like, nah, that shit's easy. Anybody could do that.
Come up with some shit, they'll eat it up.
Yeah, like, all these kids love this rap shit. It's just, you know what I mean? That's basically what it was. A bunch of like white guys in suits and cigars.
We'll do
and
a mountain of cocaine.
Yeah, I was going to use that exact phrase, a mountain of cocaine. Like, kids love this rap shit. Just put that in the fucking commercial. You know, that's what happened, right? That is the reason we have Sonic the Hedgehog.
You gotta go fast.
Like somebody was railing meth at a meeting. And just like,
jeez.
What if there's like this fucking dude that just can't fucking stay still, man?
That's you, sir. That's you.
They're like, oh man, and they just like gotta run really fast and like gotta get these like, fucking rings, man. And they're like, whoa, Daryl, calm down. You're a fucking genius.
All you do is collect rings, collect all the rings.
You know what's funny? Okay, so this part completely inaccurate because it was a bunch of Japanese guys like sitting there and like, how do we compete with Mario? That was what it came from.
Yeah, we gotta have Mario, but cool.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that Sonic was designed specifically to be cool. Honestly, okay. Do you know what I don't like Sonic? You know that.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
I like some of the games, but I don't like him as a character. And do you know why? Do you know what I see when I look at Sonic the Hedgehog? I see Poochie.
Oh, okay.
I see Poochie. I see this focus group, corporate this is what's cool. This is what kids are gonna love, you know. And
But that's every mascot that came after him. So
yeah,
he's like a progenitor.
but you know what the difference is that he was in a good game. You know what that's because if Sonic Sucked and Awesome Possum was a good game, then it would be very different. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Hey, awesome. You know, and I'm just saying that Mario was not designed to be fucking cool.
No, he was the average, working man.
Everything about his design was about the graphics. It was about, okay,
Yeah.
we want to show that his arms move, so he has to be wearing overalls, so it's two different colors.
Big character, so lots of detail.
We don't want to draw hair, so he wears a fucking hat. We need to show that he has a defined nose, so we gave him a mustache. Like everything about him was either to show off how good the graphics were or to hide how bad the graphics were.
It worked both ways.
Yeah, it really did work both ways. So like Mario was just sort of like organically cool because we just sort of latched onto him, whereas Sonic was just sort of shoved down our throats.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've also seen that fan fiction, unfortunately. So,
with the Sonic and Mario.
Oh no! It was just this old thing on like fanfiction.net back in the day, like Sonic. Let me just say, it involved Sonic and Shadow, and something got rammed down somebody's throat.
Cool. That ain't no chili dog.
Oh my god! But it wasn't good. It was like all edgy and.
That's Shadow for you.
Angsty. Yeah, exactly. It was so angsty. God, and then they made the Shadow the Hedgehog game. They're like, let's make it like Sonic, but he has a fucking gun.
And then they did Sonic Cross Shadow Generations recently.
Well, I don't know anything about that one, but the Shadow the Hedgehog game is wild because it's like there were already a couple of games where you played as Shadow, and he had a pretty defined style of being palette swap Sonic. You know what I mean?
On ice skates.
Yeah, well, he had like rollerblades or some shit, you know.
Whatever.
But there was no need for you to have a gun.
Nah.
Weird. It didn't.
He's
work.
the ultimate life form. What does he need a gun for?
It didn't work with the gameplay because you could never aim at anything properly anyway. You know, you're just like sort of like tapping the button like you're playing Contra, but in 3D. Mm-hmm. And we all know how well Contra works in 3D. Not well at all. And there's another list. There's another list. Games that didn't make a good leap to 3D.
I bet it's already out there.
I'm sure, but that would be a good one. First thing I think of is Contra. Contra does not fucking work in 3D. You figure it could. It should, but it don't.
Mm-hmm. I bet any 2D game could work in 3D. You just got to do it right.
Yeah,
but a lot of them just haven't.
Yeah, can you think of a game that can't work in 3D?
Hmm.
You know, I could think of games where they bungled it, but I'm trying to think of a game like, no, there's no way, it's impossible.
Well, Tetris? No, that can work.
No, I mean they did several different 3D Tetris. Oh wait, I got it. Pictionary.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You have to sculpt something instead.
Sculptionary.
They just get They're like, oh, let's play Sculptionary. You take a thing out of the box. It's just like a fucking giant box of clay.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, guess what I'm making? Dildo. Oh, how'd you know? You always make a dildo. All right, guys, we're gonna go over the schedule. We're gonna do a raid. We're a little late actually, but I was having fun. I was like, oh man, we might have to not go so late because I'm in a food coma practically, but it worked out well. Let's go over the schedule here. Let's let you guys know what's going on. Tomorrow night, tomorrow night, listen to me, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. It's tomorrow afternoon. We will be continuing Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers edition for Steam. Saturday night, more of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Switch. Sunday night, more of Castlevania Lords of Shadow for Steam. Monday afternoon, more of Street Fighter. Come on, there it goes. Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max for the PSP. Tuesday night, we got Cookie Cutter and All That Implies for Steam. I'm really enjoying this game. It's just I can't get over talking robot vagina. Wednesday afternoon, we're going to be continuing along with more of the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion, specifically the Knights of the Nine expansion. And then Thursday night, a week from today, we're going to be over here with the Council of Tolkien. We'll have a different background, and me and Matt and Sid will be talking about various subjects related to the world of J.R.R. Tolkien. Anyway, let's come over, not here, where is it? Here, and see who we have online that we could raid. Who's on first?
Oh, Snoop, it's a raid.
I don't even have to look at the chat to know who said that. That's 100% Moogle. Who are we raiding today? Oh, there's a lot of people on. I gotta raid Atsumori because he's playing that Beyond Shadowgate, and that's always a trip.
I don't know how much of you saw me play it, but
I saw quite a
awesome.
bit of it.
Super awesome.
Yeah. So I learned about how that game was made, and apparently, like the team that made Shadowgate and the NES version specifically, they had a design document for what Beyond Shadowgate was supposed to be, but they never got to make it.
It was back in like the early 90s. They had
So
this whole
basically,
line.
so the Beyond Shadowgate for TurboGrafx was sort of like, honestly, like Ys 4, The Dawn of Ys, where they had the design document and they said, yeah, we'll use a few of these ideas.
Yeah, and then they just kind of constructed their own thing around.
Yeah, exactly. So, because that's why there's like 3 different versions of Ys 4. There's 3 versions of Ys 4, and they're all completely different.
But I gotta say, Beyond Shadowgate that I played, chef's kiss.
I love that the first thing I see going into Atsumori's stream is that he just gifted a tier 1 sub to somebody named Kreisegrim, and I'm just wondering, Tolkien fan or Castlevania fan?
All right, both.
Well, that would be me then. Do you know how many Tolkien references are in Symphony of the Night? A lot. Yeah.
I'll say yes. And hey, maybe one of these times when we do this show, I won't be sick.
Hopefully, right? At least you're able to do it this time. But anyway, guys, you do seem to get sick for list critics a lot.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Hey, but it do be like that. Guys, there's your raid call. Copy and paste it as we head into Atsumori's stream. I'm curious whether the person whose name on Twitch is Kreisegrim, whether is it Tolkien or is it Castlevania? I'm going to find out maybe. We'll see you guys over there. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Chrono Cross and just around in general. Here we go!
Later.